in less than 15 minutes. For a quick, healthy meal at an affordable price, visit us at Villa Verde 2 on Arlington Boulevard. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Summertime is here with hot temperatures, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It's easy to recognize pests invading your home, but a lot of people forget about moisture destroying your home's crawl space. Pest Tech is celebrating its 20th year protecting your homes using dehumidifiers, professional-grade liners, and most importantly, our licensed and highly trained technicians. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com for a free estimate on moisture control and the other silent destroyer, termites. Trust your home to the best. Pest Tech of Greenville, your East Coast exterminating professionals.
When you can take your eye off a big pizza pie, that's familiar.
How does a hot pizza and a six-pack of beer sound right about now? How about if it was only $20? Take advantage of the Familia Saturday and Sunday special of a large one-topping pizza and a six-pack of Pitt Street beer for only $20. Call 689-6330 and then pick it up at the drive-thru window. Need a job? Good news. Familia is now hiring servers, bartenders, and hostesses. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College and FamiliaNC.com.
There have been many changes in the automotive world. At Phelps Chevrolet, the Phelps boys are here to take care of you. Mike, Daryl, and 4 of Mr. Phelps' grandsons, Wade, West, Allen, and Clay. You see, things at Phelps remain the same. The Phelps team has served Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. We make your visit easy and fun. We are your neighbors, and that's what neighbors do. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Like Mr. Phelps' great-granddaughter says, come in and get you one.
CD's Grill in Winterville wants to thank you for all of your support during these crazy times. CD's Grill has the area's best country cooking, and you can come and enjoy a down-home breakfast or one of our daily country lunch specials at CD's Grill.
CD's now has an incredible lunch special from 11 till 2 every Saturday. Choose from 2 hot dogs, cheeseburger, or chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for only $4.99 at CD's Grill every Saturday.
CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the pirate nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. Happy kickoff day to you NFL fans as we have the NFL returning tonight. We will talk a lot about that. Got a lot of ECU news and notes to get to as well. Some not so good news and notes when it comes to the financials for East Carolina. We'll discuss that later on in today's show with Stephen Igoe and Troy D coming up in hours number 2 and 3 of our show. Also got a couple of guests here in hour number 1. Todd Gibson from the Triangle going to join us. Gibby, as Brian Bailey refers to him, going to join us to talk about the ACC kicking off this weekend. We'll talk some Panthers Raiders, little Pirates with Gibby as well coming up at around 3:15. After that, we'll get the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu's best bets for tonight, and your college football Saturday and NFL Sunday. That's on the way as well. Got a ton of ECU news to get to with Igoe at 4 o'clock. Also, we'll make some college football picks, have a fantasy football start-sit segment as well coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, and Troy D is in with 5 talking all things ECU. You can hear us on 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington, 1250, 930, online, PR927fm.com, and watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. A big edition of Pirate Radio Live here for you today. We'll kick it off going over some of the news and notes from today as Shirley Rhodes producing today's program. Glenn Griffin has been making all kinds of excited noises at the video production desk as we got some cool stuff for you today on that end. But Shirley, before we get to the news and notes, just looking at tonight's sports schedule, and Shirley has a note about this, in fact, but pretty much anything you want. You want the NFL Texans Chiefs tonight. Around 8:20 is the kickoff, and we'll have that for you right here on Pirate Radio. What time's our NFL coverage begin, Shirley?
We'll start at 7:30.
7:30, so plenty of pregame on the way for you when it comes to Texans Chiefs. You got Lakers and Rockets coming up tonight, game 4 of that series at 7 o'clock in the NBA playoffs. Of course, you got Major League Baseball going on. The Braves are still scoring runs after putting up 29 on the Marlins last night. College football tonight at 8 o'clock on the ACC network with UAB taking on Miami down in Coral Gables. And maybe there's tennis fans out there. The U.S. Open going on. Serena in action tonight as the U.S. Open rolls on in New York. And Shirley, that's not all. There are a ton of sports happening on this, what are we? Let's see.
The 10th
of September.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, 3 WNBA games tonight. The Liberty will take on the Fever. The Mystics will face off against the LA Sparks. The Aces are taking on the Lynx. So you've got that. We talked about a lot of sports going on. As a matter of fact, today is the first day ever that the NFL, Major League Baseball, the NBA, the WNBA, Major League Soccer, and the NHL will all play on the same day.
Forgot about the NHL. I guess we got Stars and Golden Knights tonight as well. So, like I said, whatever you want, you got it on this Thursday.
All you got to do is figure out what channel they're on.
Yeah, get your remotes and your multiple TV setups ready for a fantastic sports night. Going to be a lot of fun. Shirley, I didn't see any game postponements today.
I did not see any either.
I may have missed something, but
this may be the first day since we've been tracking this stuff that we have not seen one.
That we haven't seen like a game added or a postponement
or a subtraction for that matter.
Redbeard chiming in, a truck race at Richmond tonight. So something for you racing fans. Literally everything across the board. So, Shirley, any other news and notes I should know about today?
Let's see. Let's run down. I just got a tweet just a minute ago from John Rothstein. And he says that according to his sources, the American Athletic Conference is considering going to a 20-game double round-robin format during the upcoming college basketball season. So that'll be something we'll keep a close eye on.
Okay.
Let's see. What else do we have today? Well, in national news, Bubba Wallace announced that he will not return to Richard Petty Motorsports next year, which means he will not be driving the 43 car next year. No word as of yet where he's going to go. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Redbeard, what's up with that? Tell us who's going to be in that car next year and where's Bubba going to be? You're my NASCAR guy.
Yeah. Harold Varner III is going to be playing some golf today. He is going to be participating in the Safeway Open. He's teeing off at 4:20.
All right.
So we'll keep an eye on that. Also, Georgia State quarterback, and I know I'm going to mess up his name, so forgive me if I pronounce it incorrectly, but Mikhail Colasurdo has announced that he has been cleared to resume football activities 3 weeks after he announced he wasn't going to play. Of course, he had recovered from COVID, and further cardiac evaluations revealed that he does not suffer from COVID-related myocarditis that would have kept him from playing. So he is good to go for Georgia State. And then a couple of tweets, and we'll get some additional information from Stephen Igoe when he comes on a little bit later on in the show. But I saw a tweet from Ronnie Woodward. Of course, the ECU Board of Trustees had a meeting today, and of course that included an update as far as ECU finances are concerned. And Ronnie Woodward tweeted out a quote from Athletics Director John Gilbert that states, quote, "Next semester we will play virtually everything else in a short window. From an expense standpoint, we're going to have some issues," end quote. So we'll get some additional information from Igoe on that. And Igoe did tweet out a little while ago that John Gilbert said ECU's waiver to have families of Pirate players and coaches attend the UCF game was denied today from the state government. So we'll also get additional details on that coming up around 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I guess not shocking, but really disappointing. And you'd think that you could get a family member or 2 or 3 to sit in a section by themselves in a 50,000 seat stadium, but that's what they're dealing with. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't get that, especially when you see when you go to some of these local grocery stores and department stores, you walk in and there's way more than 25 people in a building.
And a closed building.
In an enclosed building,
Yeah.
and you're almost literally bumping into people, and it's kind of hard to have that social distancing, when you're bumping into folks, but you can't have people that can spread out in a 50,000 seat stadium. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either.
No, it doesn't. And, we'll touch on that. I mean, other than opinions, which opinions across the board are going to be that is dumb. We can talk about that, but we'll dive into these numbers that Igoe and Ronnie were talking about that you mentioned a moment ago, Shirley. And from a season ticket number, I saw Igoe has a great article with all the numbers, and I'm trying to kind of regurgitate this as we're live on the air. But I saw ECU sold 10,690 season tickets for the upcoming football season. The number is currently down to 7,983. That includes 1,400 tickets in the Town Bank Tower after refunds.
Okay, I was about to ask whether or not that number went down because of refunds.
Yeah, 925 accounts have opted out. 600 of those have donated their money for tickets to the Pirate Club or are transferring the credit to 2021 when hopefully a packed Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium can finally be seen again. But a lot of the numbers coming out there, and we'll talk about it with Igoe when he joins us at 4 o'clock and Troy D at 5 o'clock as well. So, again, from an ECU standpoint, we're still playing the waiting game. As far as a football game, September 26th, it'll be East Carolina and UCF. But you do have football on tonight in the NFL. In college football, you have the ACC about to kick it off, actually tonight with Miami. And then a lot of teams from North Carolina playing this weekend in the state of North Carolina. We'll talk about all of that with Todd Gibson, who will join us on the Fixed NC Live line in just a moment. Let's go and take a timeout, Shirley. When we return, we'll talk to Gibby. Also later this hour, we'll get picks from the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. Igoe is in here at 4, Troy D at 5 o'clock. Plus, if you want to chime in, you can always do so on Twitter, on Facebook Live, or in the 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock hour. If you want to call in and join the show, you can at 317-1250. We also have to open up the booty bag.
I was about to say, don't forget the booty bag.
What are you taking out of the bag today, Shirley?
I'm going to take out, let's go with tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers. Lunch for 2 to tiebreakers. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do this Sunday, if I'm going to just have a setup at home to watch the Washington football team and all the other games, or potentially head out to tiebreakers and watch every game as they are being played on all the awesome TV screens out at tiebreakers. We'll make you a winner in hour number 3 of today's show. Pirate Radio Live rolls on. We're back with you after this.
This is Sam Jones inviting you to join us for lunch, dinner, or takeout at Sam Jones Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out fresh food cooked over wood every single day. That's our Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue, slow-cooked chicken, smoked turkey, and spare ribs. There are no freezers here. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I'll bet you'll be able to taste the difference in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
The Man Cave Salon for Men was built on the concept to serve only men. The Man Cave is the place for men to get together and take care of themselves. I'm Amanda from the Man Cave, and we offer professional manicures, pedicures, and a salon for all your hair care needs in a true masculine environment. Go to our website at mancaveandnails.com and book your appointment today. The Man Cave, now open on the corner of Evans and Fire Tower. Stop into the Man Cave and get your best life.
If you're like many, you may have put on the Corona 5, 10, or even 15 over the last 2 months. Well, the weather is warm and it's time to get that body back on track. At Clean Eats, we have you covered. Our weekly meal plan will quickly help you get back to where you want to be. Order online at cleaneats.com. Our cafe is back open, sanitized, and waiting to serve you healthy lunch and dinner options for dine-in, takeout, curbside, or even delivered through our delivery partners. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
Know what I like most about my new phone from US Cellular?
I don't know.
That it was $700 off.
What?
What? Switch to U.S. Cellular and get $700 off the latest phones. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
Promotional pricing requires an unlimited everyday or even better plan. New line, port-in credit approval, qualified smartphone purchase, and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month retail installment contract. Taxes, fees, and additional restrictions apply.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and its outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Let me tell you a thing or two about the people who don't compromise. For starters, they love a nice, cold Pepsi Zero Sugar. Why? Because it's delicious, it's refreshing, and it has zero sugar. How's that for not compromising? They're the sort of person that likes surf with their turf. Because who decided beef shouldn't have a buddy? And the drink with their feast? Yeah, they have a Pepsi Zero Sugar. The person who doesn't compromise loves a good golden doodle. All the golden retriever goodness with just a hint of doodle. No compromises there. Oh, and when they're bringing said golden doodle for a walk, they bring a Pepsi Zero Sugar. They're the kind of person jorts were made for. 50% jeans, 50% shorts, 100% the most comfortable thing that's ever graced your wardrobe. Not compromising never looked so good. So crack open a Pepsi Zero Sugar and taste what it's like to have it all. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero sugar done right. That's what I like.
Hey, this is Chef Dave Finelli. Have you got $60 extra a week or you just got $60 a week? I can feed you dinner 6 nights a week for total $60. Maybe you haven't heard about this, my Heart Healthy Home Meals. I give you 6 meals a week. You pick them up at Pops. It's $60 a week. I guarantee you go out to eat one time, you spend more than $60. I guarantee you, if you go to the grocery store one time, you spend more than $60. And then you still got to tip, and then you still got to cook and prep and worry. Forget all that. I got you. $60 a week. Let me know. I'm right there at Pops. You know how to reach me.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the best Mexican food and fun in Greenville. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to go. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Got Chan Man manning the video productions. Glenn Griffin showing off his new toys to Chandler over there. As you watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, we continue to await the season opener for ECU coming September 26th against UCF, but the ACC about to kick things off this weekend. We'll talk about that and a lot more now with Todd Gibson from WNCN in Raleigh. He joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Todd, how you doing?
Hey, Cliff, how you doing? Doing just fine, thank you.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. You recognize Todd from, being around here on television and also a frequent guest on the Brian Bailey Show. He refers to him as Gibby. I don't think I've earned that honor yet, Todd, so I'll just call you Todd. But we appreciate you joining us here on Pirate Radio. Was going to start with the football. I asked if you'd come on the show earlier this week and had you lined up ready to talk football. But the ACC's been in the news for basketball the last couple of days, Todd. And what was your thoughts when you saw the story that the coaches had all kind of come together, unanimously voted to have an all-inclusive NCAA tournament for the upcoming season? Every team's invited. The ACC's on board with it. We'll see if it actually has any legs outside of that. But what was your reaction to that, Todd?
I thought that was pretty crazy. I'm thinking, how do they do the bracket? Can you imagine what your bracket's going to look like when you see Austin P and schools like that you've never seen before in your life there? And I think it's very adventuresome for them to try something like that. But and really, I think that'd be quite the endeavor to do something like that. And there would be some huge upsets in that first round. Probably you'd see some teams knocked out that you would expect to maybe move through a couple rounds or at least one round, and then all of a sudden they're getting knocked out in the first round by a team that you probably shouldn't even be in there. I think that raised quite the stink. So it'll be interesting to see how that thing shakes out, Cliff.
And I guess the thought there too is the ACC wants to go to a small or maybe non-existent non-conference and just play conference games and go right to the, I guess, conference tournament and NCAA tournament. But we'll see, again, what kind of legs it has across the board. But is that kind of where they were going with that, Todd? Not a lot of non-conference games, just go to conference and then to that massive NCAA tournament idea?
That could have been one of the big reasons behind that, because, I think that the non-conference schedule will probably be whacked down pretty good, somewhat like what you're seeing in college football right now with their so few, non-conference games. That might be their thinking along those lines, but still, I mean, you get right down to it, that could be your season right there. One game, the post game and the postseason. All of a sudden, you're thinking, you could go kind of deep, and all of a sudden you're gone. And after one game, it's something that I think they might have to really, really step back and look hard at. I'm not sure. It did catch us off guard, though, Cliff. There's no question about that. It was something you look at. So it's just kind of startling to think you have 300 basketball teams all in the tournament.
A radical idea for sure. We're talking to Todd Gibson today on the Fixed NC Live Line. Todd, the ACC football schedule begins tonight as Miami takes on UAB, and then coming up on Saturday, you got some in-state schools in action. Let's start with North Carolina. High expectations, top 25 to begin the year. They take on Syracuse. Apparently, the folks in Vegas think this will be an easy one for the Tar Heels. That's a pretty big number there. North Carolina favored by 22 and a half points over Dino Babers' team. But what about the Tar Heels? Mac Brown returning, coming back, and starting to get his recruiting together and taking over the talent he had there, Todd. And is this the breakout year for North Carolina that people are expecting?
Boy, I could think so. I would think that North Carolina is probably the one team in the ACC that could challenge Clemson this year. Although obviously Notre Dame's in it this year as well for the full time. But Mac has just done a phenomenal job. I mean, he's always been a good recruiter, Clip. I mean, even back to those years when he started his career at Carolina 0-10 and 0-10. He was getting some good kids to come into play. He's always been a master recruiter, and he's keeping that going right now as well. He just brought in some phenomenal players, obviously led by Sam Howell, who committed to Florida State first, and then turned his attention to North Carolina and has just been fantastic as a quarterback. And after 1 year, and in fact, some mock drafts in a couple of years have him as the number one pick in the NFL draft. I don't know if you've looked that far ahead and checked some of that stuff out, but it's just amazing what he has done. He's taken over that program, and Howell has just been phenomenal. He's got some great receivers to throw to too, and Mac's really building a little bit of a dynasty down there. It's fun to watch a coach come in. Obviously he has a lot of cachet. He's been around for a long time. He knows what he's doing, but to turn the North Carolina program around that quickly it's just been stunning. It really has.
Talking to Todd Gibson on the Fixed NC Live Line today on Pirate Radio Live. Todd, I bet David Cutcliffe wishes he could have his big-time quarterback back for another year. Daniel Jones, of course, entering year 2 as the starter for the Giants. Duke will be on the road at Notre Dame this week, and the Irish a big favorite in that one. Haven't heard much, really, from the Duke camp this offseason, Todd. So what should we know about the Blue Devils heading into 2020?
I think that they've got you don't hear much about them, really, because, coming off last season, and they didn't make the postseason a year ago. They've just kind of flown a little bit under the radar, and maybe that was just a blip last season where they didn't have one of those years where they just kind of fell back a little bit. But it's really quiet right now in Duke. They got a good receiving core. They got the quarterback transfer from Clemson, Chase Bryce. He's going to be a good one. But and their defense is outstanding. They got 2 really good defensive ends that'll play on Sundays as well, but you don't hear a whole lot about them. I think they'll be fine this year because their schedule always seems to allow them to. Obviously, in years past, it's been because they're a non-conference, but we'll see how they do. If I'm Notre Dame, I'm not taking them lightly because I think Coach Cutt is a little bit kind of, he's kind of reeling from a year ago, and he wants to make amends, and I think that they'll be better this year, but how much better they'll be this year, kind of waits to be seen.
Todd, you got game day coming to Winston-Salem for Clemson and Wake Forest. That'll be 7:30 Saturday night on ABC. And last year, and really the previous few years, Wake Forest, win or lose, has been very entertaining. Now they begin life without Jamie Newman at quarterback. So how about the Demon Deacons and their outlook for 2020, Todd?
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty good. Their offense, through the years, last couple of years, has been really, really stellar. Although they lost their wide receiver, from this year, who opted out. But I think they'll be solid. But Clemson tonight, I imagine, or Clemson this weekend. I'm sorry, we'll roll them pretty good probably. But I tell you what, Wake Forest through the years, last couple of years especially, has been able to score some points, and we'll see how they do this year. But defense has kind of always been their problem, and probably will be again this year.
And Todd, finally, the final team in the state of North Carolina from the ACC, NC State, not playing this weekend. Would have really been interesting if they could have played that Wednesday game last week. They were scheduled to play Louisville, I guess, on a Saturday. That got moved to a Wednesday due to the Kentucky Derby, but then, of course, that got postponed, so we'll have to wait for the Wolfpack season opener. But Dave Doran still there, hanging on, and trying to really improve from a rough 2019 there in Raleigh.
Yeah, it was rough, and it'll be interesting to see how they do this year. That there's still, I think the jury's still out on the quarterback, Devin Leary. He's a redshirt sophomore. He kind of took over the reins a year ago and did pretty good. But I don't think that Wolfpack Nation and fans across the nation as well are sold on him. It'll be interesting to see how he does this year. He's got a really good freshman, Ty Evans, breathing down his back, so we'll see how that goes. But they'll be pretty good on defense. They've got a pretty good defense. He's built some really good depth. But one thing that's happened at NC State through the years is with the return of Mac Brown, the players that Coach Doran was pulling in now kind of seem to dry it up and then are heading over to Chapel Hill. So we'll see how that affects their depth chart. But he's got some pretty good players, and I know he's itching to get back this year after a tough season last year. But he's got some really good wide receivers, and the quarterback is still kind of a question mark right now.
Todd, it's been tough for us, to get a lot of access to kind of know what's going on out at ECU practice. I mean, all we get is a Zoom meeting with Mike Houston a couple of times a week, and that's about it. Kind of, I guess, the same across the board. So with no NFL preseason, it almost feels strange. It's great to talk about football, but it's kind of surprising that it's here, right? It has a weird feel to it going into this season.
It is, and it's funny you mentioned. I can harken back to the days when I was working down in Greenville, and Steve Logan would let us come to practice and shoot, just nilly-willy, just kind of go ahead and shoot all you want to. And I remember him one time. He put in a fake punt, and he yelled over, "Gibson, don't you show that!" Those days are gone. You don't do those anymore. Right? You cannot get that access anymore, and it is frustrating. I remember last year we had a chance. North Carolina opened their practice up to us and let us get some really good shots, and NC State early in the year did as well. So you from a TV perspective, you build all your highlights, or not your highlights, but your video highlights, I guess you'd say, your video access to your players that way. And then we couldn't do that this year, so that was really, really frustrating. It really, it's so much fun to do that, and it gets you used to the players. But those days are gone, and I think they'll probably use this excuse, the COVID excuse, for years to come, to keep us out of there from here into eternity, probably. And I hope that's not the case. I
totally agree with you, Todd. I think that a lot of the stuff we're seeing right now, we're going to see down the line, and especially the Zoom and the virtual press conference and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I really hope. But like you said, it was kind of trending that way anyway, with less and less access to the teams. It's almost like that each football program kind of wants to control their own message as much as they can these days.
Yeah, they do, and coaches even admit they become control freaks. They are control freaks, and there's no question about it. And it seems like all the head coaches now are that way, but it just kind of wasn't that way years ago. But, but it's definitely trending that way, and it's a shame because it gave the viewers a little more access as well too. So I hate that it's come to that, but like they said, it is what it is.
A lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknowns with these college football teams we're talking about. You could say the same, Todd, for the Panthers with a new coach, new coordinators, Teddy Bridgewater, and a quarterback. You still got Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore and a few of the weapons on offense, but man, the Panthers are a giant question mark to me heading into this year. And really, I was looking at them as maybe like a 2 or 3 win team. But when you sign Teddy Bridgewater, bring in Robbie Anderson, it looks like they're going to be pretty good on offense. It's just a matter of, can they stop anybody? And we'll find out at least for 1 week on Sunday when they take on the Raiders.
Yeah, I was kind of thumbing through some the depth chart on the Panthers as well. But it's good to have Bridgewater. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback for him for a few years. He'll probably be a placeholder, and who knows, if they have a bad year this year, maybe they could get one of the top 2 quarterbacks that are out there in the draft coming up. But to lose Kuechly and just so many weapons on defense as well, that we hurt really bad on defense. And I don't know if they'll be able to block this year for McCaffrey because their offensive line is kind of in shambles as well. But they, like you said, Cliff, they do have some receiving talent. And Bridgewater, he can get the ball to whoever he needs to. I mean, he'll spread it out, do a good job that way. But they're looking at one of those seasons where it's going to be it's going to be a really, really tough season in Charlotte. There's no question about it.
Todd, here's one for you. Who's playing longer this season? Who's playing on a later date? Cam with the Patriots or Brady with the Bucks?
Wow, you kind of put me on the spot.
Yeah.
A little bit. But I tell you what, Tampa Bay is loaded. They've got some offensive weapons over there that are really, really good. Boy, that's a I wasn't expect you to ask me that. You know what? I would not be surprised if Brady is playing longer than Cam this year. I really, really wouldn't be surprised. But then again, I'm just, you look at Brady, and you just figure one of these days he's going to break down, but he just never does. And I hope Cam can stay healthy too. I enjoyed covering them with the Panthers. I mean, it wasn't always very accessible, but you kind of learn that's how he is, and you kind of got used to it, and then you kind of root for him. But he's going to do good things in New England because they just have a dynasty up there.
Going to be weird on Sunday to see those guys in those uniforms. Going to be weird to see Phillip Rivers in the Colts uniform too, right, Todd?
It really is, and he's got a good offensive line ahead of him this year. So, and that's pretty good receivers over there in Indianapolis. But it was tough watching him last year take a beating, and I think he could bounce back really well this season. It'd be fun to watch him and see if he bounces back because he's got some weapons with the Colts that he can do some things over there.
Todd, one more and we'll let you go. It's everybody's adjusting and kind of doing the best they can and trying to make every situation as normal as possible. But, man, I still hate it for the kids, the coaches, and for you guys when it comes to high school football. I know Brian Bailey does such a great job with Touchdown Friday and Weaver with the End Zone here and Brian North with the Blitz and you guys in Raleigh. And I'm hopeful, Todd. I mean, are you glass half full when it comes to the high school calendar when it turns over to 2021? Can we really get all these sports in like the calendar currently says? Do you think there's a possibility that could happen?
I'm really not sold on it, and I'm usually a glass half full type guy myself as well. The fight up here in Raleigh right now is that, and it probably doesn't affect you guys so much down there. We've got some really good lacrosse teams up here. Outstanding lacrosse teams, and now all of a sudden lacrosse is playing in the same season pretty much as football, and that's a crossover. Those are 2 crossover sports. We got a school up here, Apex, that has like 30 players who play both lacrosse and football. What's going to happen there? Wow. I mean, it's just crazy. And I hated it for things like that. But as far as the high school football season goes, to play in February is just going to be. I'm not sold on that at all, and it's going to be a quick turnaround too. Then you'll be playing. If everything gets back to normal, you're playing football again not too far after that. So, I hate it. I mean, I hate that it's come to this. I'm looking around. I'm thinking it could be played right now if they'd have if they had done the right things and went for it. Numbers are coming down, but I get yelled at a lot because I'm one of these guys who I want to play. I want these kids to play. I want them in school. I want them to play, and I sometimes get yelled at for that, but. That's just kind of the way I feel right now. But I just don't know. I don't know what football is going to be like, and when you're playing in the coldest part of the year, it's going to be crazy. Yeah,
I'm with you. I hate to see it as well. Todd, thank you so much for joining us and talking a little ACC, bouncing around in the NFL as well. And we appreciate your time as always, and we'll talk to you again down the road, Todd. Appreciate it, man.
Anytime, Flip. Take care.
All right, there's Todd Gibson, WNCN in Raleigh, joining us today. The ACC set to kick off tonight with Miami, and then you got some games coming up this Saturday, of course, as well. We will talk about college football and NFL Week 1 from a gambling perspective when we return. The big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, going to join us on the Fixed NC Live line. That is on the way as Pirate Radio Live rolls on after this.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay. We'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. What kind of wellness services do you guys offer?
We have massage therapy with your choice of either a relaxation massage, a therapeutic stretching session, or a prenatal massage. We have foot reflexology. We partner with Pirate Cryo for cryotherapy, also known as cold therapy, and we have health and wellness coaching. And if you're interested in holistic body therapy and saving money, we encourage you to check out our wellness membership plan where you can have all of our wellness services at a constant discounted price. You can learn more today at kptonline.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Papa John's menu has grown again with the all-new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. The papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and are only $6. Choose from the all-new grilled buffalo chicken, Philly cheesesteak, Italian, pepperoni meatball, and barbecue chicken and bacon, all for only $6 each. Also, for a limited time, get any large 5-topping pizza for only $13.99. Place your order today online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Cadillac Escalade and save over $13,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Looking for your next career opportunity or even just some extra cash to help pay for school? Your locally owned Dixon Foods McDonald's is hiring across Eastern North Carolina. They offer flexible hours, competitive pay, and even financial support to pursue your education through McDonald's Archways to Opportunity program. With plans to provide more than 100 new jobs currently, we hope you'll visit DixonFoods.com to learn more. Dixon Foods, proud to be your locally owned and locally operated franchisee for McDonald's.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with RentAFishTank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. RentAFishTank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. RentAFishTank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at RentAFishTank.com.
Did you know you can help prevent natural gas emergencies? Whether you're planting a tree, putting up a fence, landscaping, or starting an excavation project, Greenville Utilities strongly encourages you to follow the law and call NC 811. Even minor contact with a natural gas pipeline could cause a natural gas emergency. Before digging or excavation of any kind, North Carolina law requires you call NC 811. Please call at least 3 full working days in advance so all utility lines can be professionally marked prior to digging. Stay safe, avoid damages, and call 811 before you dig.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Offense Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty. Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome back into Pirate Radio Live here on a Thursday NFL kickoff night. Tonight on NBC, it'll be the Chiefs and the Texans. You can hear it right here on Pirate Radio. And speaking of NFL on TV, one of those rare weeks where you'll get the Panthers and the Washington football team on at the same time. The Washington Eagles game will be on Fox. The Panthers and Raiders will be on CBS locally, so you can watch both of those without the ticket or red zone or any of the million options they have now to watch all the games if you're old school. So just throwing that out as a PSA. All right, a lot of games to talk about tonight, Saturday and Sunday, and we'll do it now with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Big man, how you doing?
Pretty good, Clip. How are you?
Doing great. Football is back in the NFL form tonight as the Chiefs take on the Texans on Thursday Night Football. If you're out and about, you can hear it right here on Pirate Radio. And, big man, you've already talked about this game earlier this week, and you got in early on the Texans plus 10. You're sticking with that? You feeling good about your Houston play tonight?
I wouldn't say I'm feeling great about it. I didn't bet it for a whole lot. At this point, I actually am probably going to make a bigger play on the Chiefs team total over. For me, I felt like 10 was a good number to fire on. I just think you look at the spread bets in this game. I mean, 84% of the point spread bets are on the Chiefs. 82% of the money is on the Chiefs. We've seen the line kind of backtrack a little bit. So I have some concerns about this number. It wouldn't surprise me, Clip, if the Chiefs' defense is not as good, I think, as some people think it will be, where this is like a 35, 28 type of game where the Chiefs just kind of don't do enough defensively. And that seems like generally over the years that's been their problems. I mean, defensively they just don't get enough stops a lot of the time. But there's a reason to be excited. They've got some guys on that defense. But the problem, Clip, I have with the Chiefs here is when you look at their defense, I mean, you have names, but I'm not really that enthralled by the names, particularly in the secondary. I mean, yeah, I like the Honey Badger, but I mean, I don't know much about the rest of this defense. I don't know much about Rashad Fenton. I don't know who the hell Antonio Hamilton is, Daniel Sorensen, Juan Thornhill. I mean, there's not a lot there. So wouldn't surprise me if Houston comes to the back door. If I can get a 10, I would be on Houston. But I think this is a high-scoring game. I think we have to remember, Clip, that the Houston Texans defensively are a bad football team. And I'll ask you, because I know you're a smart guy, I mean, can you honestly look at the Houston Texans roster and say they got better?
Well, DeAndre Hopkins is not there. David Johnson is not the David Johnson we remember. I guess they upgraded getting a healthy J.J. Watt back, but we'll see how long that lasts. But to answer your question, I don't think this is a better team than they were a year ago.
No, and you can, again, I think you were getting what I was saying. You can make the case that they're progressively worse. I mean, this team last year, Clip, was bad defensively. I mean, I'm not just making it up. This was a bad pass defense last year. I remember multiple times I bet against this group from a team total over perspective for the opposite team. They are a bad defense. And one thing, Clip, that I'll throw out there, you know how they become a better defense? They have to start playing defense in the red zone. You look at last year, the Houston Texans were dead last in the NFL in red zone scoring percentage defensively. They gave up a touchdown on 73% of the red zone possessions. There wasn't anyone even close. There wasn't anyone even at 70%. This is a terrible defense in the red zone, and I don't think they got much better. So I think we see some points here tonight. I think the Chiefs show out. For me, this feels like a 35-27, 35-28 type of game.
Yeah, and you say Chiefs team total over. The only thing keeping me pulling the trigger from the game over, and I probably will anyway, is that we've seen so many Thursday night duds in the past, and also this is just a weird year, or it could be some sloppy football. Who knows? Maybe it's sloppy defense and crisp offense, but I think I'm going to probably go over the 53, Jeff, tonight.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing that kind of has me kind of all over the place with this game because the over is a bet that normal public bettors take.
Yeah,
it's always when you have a standalone game, the over is always the bet made. Why is this number dropped? I mean,
I just noticed that.
Yeah, that's a real concern. I'll tell you one thing. It wouldn't surprise me if this game is 34, 20. And then this game maybe stays under and the Chiefs cover. If this game's 27, 20, that would be a terrible outcome for the public. If this is 27-20, it would be a bad outcome for the general public. For me, I'd be happy because I have the tech.
2 games tonight, one in the NFL, one in college. Oh, let me ask one more NFL before we get to UAB Miami. Jeff, it is a standalone game. It's the first game in 2020, and you do quite well with your Super Bowl game props, player props, things like that. Are you looking into any of those tonight, or are you keeping it pretty simple?
Yeah, I don't normally do NFL game-to-game props. I'm more of just a game-to-game bettor. NBA, I do a little bit more with props, but I don't really look much at that. I think we have to, and you made a comment about, and you made an adept comment. I mean, these games generally stay under standalone games, but this is such a different season. You have weather not going to be a problem tonight. It's going to be nice out in Kansas City. You actually have a little bit of a fan group there as well, which is nice. It's going to be a pretty normal game, I think. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be involved much in the props here. That's not normally what I look at. I'll be focused on Sunday. I've already got a couple of games in that I'm excited about that I'm looking forward to. I love the NFL. It's been my second best sport for a long time, so I'm very excited about it.
So is all your focus on that game tonight instead of UAB Miami?
No, I would say that I like both games. I'll definitely be watching UAB Miami. I think, it was funny. I was talking with Donnie Wrightside, a counterpart of mine, and he kind of mentioned, like I think all of us thought, the first week there wasn't a ton of juice in these games. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that the games just weren't great. But you look at this game tonight, you got all of a sudden, you've got a good offense, I think an exciting quarterback. UAB's always kind of an interesting mid-major G5 type of team. So, yeah, I have some interest in this game. I'm excited about it.
Big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, joining us. Before we get back to the NFL, let's look at some of these games on Saturday. And I don't know, the lines that stood out to me, I told you about Syracuse, North Carolina. That number is actually going up, so people are on the Tar Heels. I'll probably just stay away. It just kind of jumped out at me early in the week. Seeing Georgia Tech as a 12.5-point dog to Florida State, it tells me a couple of things, that maybe things aren't great in Tallahassee with Mike Norvell, and I don't know, who knows, maybe they put it all together on the field, but kind of tumultuous offseason there with those guys, and you think Jeff Collins and Georgia Tech might improve, but that 12.5 number, I thought it would be higher, but maybe it is right. Wager McGee, who joined us on Wednesday, absolutely loves Coastal Carolina +7 going to Kansas. Coastal Carolina won that game last year in Lawrence. They'll play it again. I was also surprised, Jeff, that Louisville's only a 12-point favorite against Western Kentucky. Maybe I need to know a little bit more about the Hilltoppers, but just kind of some of the lines that stood out to me that are, I don't know, they made me raise my eyebrow a little bit. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think this card is much better than last week's for sure. As far as Florida State, Georgia Tech, that was definitely a surprising line. I mean, it comes across to me as kind of a 10-point-ish game, or lower. I just don't see a lot of reason to want to back Florida State. I think their offensive line, as usual, they had one of the worst offensive lines in the country last year. They were just poor. And look, everything breaks down if you don't have a quality offensive line. We know that. We already know that James Blackman, he's a veteran guy, but everything will break down if you don't have that up front. And Georgia Tech returns a lot. I mean, they bring back out of 21 top tacklers last year, they returned 20 of them. This is a group that is going to be built off defense. That's what Jeff Collins has done at places like Temple. They obviously have an interesting offense. It's a little different and tougher to prepare for. This game comes across low scoring to me. I would probably lean more under here. I think this is probably like a 27-17, 30-17 type of game. I wouldn't really get involved with a side, but I think this is a low-scoring game. I think it's going to take some time to take the cobwebs away here a little bit, and if I had to play that, that's what I would look at there. As far as Kansas University and Coastal Carolina, look, you mentioned one of your other guests likes Coastal Carolina. Look, I got to tell you, look, Kansas lost last year, as we know.
Yeah.
Chanticleers are not a good football team, but yeah, you're not going to find me betting a lot on Kansas. I do think, though, they're a better team than last year. I think they're getting there with Les Miles. There was also reportedly a COVID issue on Kansas, so I guess from what I understand, though, they're good now. But they're bringing back a lot, Coastal Carolina. They're not going to be a good team either, but
and Jeff,
I wouldn't.
This is going to be a heavily bet game, and I'll tell you why. Because it is a 10 o'clock kickoff, and it is it's another standalone for college football. It's the late game coming up on Saturday night, so everybody is either going to try to double up their winnings or try to catch up with this awful Kansas Coastal Carolina game on Saturday night.
Well, it's funny you say that because it kind of reminds me of last week's game between UTEP and Stephen F. Austin. I was kind of blown away that, and I watched that line movement, I was blown away at how much money Stephen F. Austin took. I mean, at one point you could lay 7 on UTEP. By noon that day, they were down to 4.5. And look, at the end of the day, Kansas is a Power 5 program. I mean, they have better recruits than Coastal Carolina. They're a better overall team. I will be interested to see where this line closes because I would imagine, I think you would probably agree, a lot of money is going to come in on Coastal Carolina probably here. And you said it. It's a standalone game. It's a game that people are going to want to try to get some money back on, and people are going to just assume they know Kansas football stinks. Kansas football is better this year than normal years. So I'm not saying they're going to win 7 or 8 games, but they're not going to go winless this year. So I'm going to wait on this one. I think we could actually get a favorable number here with Kansas. Puka Williams, a good player.
Big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, joining us. You mentioned earlier in the week you're keeping an eye on the Kansas State Wildcats, 10.5-point favorites over Arkansas State. Might be one of the more competitive games on Saturday, but you said earlier in the week you like the Wildcats in that one. Anything else you have circled for Saturday, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on UL Lafayette, Iowa State. That's kind of an interesting one. For anyone who doesn't know, UL Lafayette, good football team, a good quarterback, Levi Lewis. At times last year, he struggled a little bit with accuracy, but he's got another year under his belt. He's a guy that I like. I like that team. Always a solid group, the Raging Cajuns. And look, I think a lot of people feel like Iowa State's going to have the best defense in the Big 12. Not exactly difficult because the Big 12 doesn't play a ton of defense. But with Brock Purdy, with that defense, stakes are high. But like I said, don't sleep on Lafayette. They've got a great run game. Elijah Mitchell's a terrific player. That's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm gonna kind of see where that number goes. But UL Lafayette's 0-26 all time in road games against top 25 opponents. So I'm not sure they're going to win here, but I mean, if we could see a number where it gets up closer to 14, I might have some interest. But I'm really tiptoeing right now. I'm picking one or two and trying to find a winner. We'll kind of get more into it once we got a game or two on our belt.
Now, you've thrown out a few NFL plays that you were either already in on or considering. I think the Lions, one of those. Big man, you mentioned the other day, I believe the Falcons as well. How about for Sunday? What are you licking your chops at when it comes to Sunday? What are your favorite plays?
Yeah, I played the Falcons already, played it at 2. I'm blown away. Well, I'm not blown away that the public's slamming Seattle, but this is a tough spot. I think people just assume Seattle's going to win, and they don't know a ton about Atlanta. But Atlanta's a much better defensive football team. I love their offense. I think adding Todd Gurley's big. I think, as I said on the show the other week, early in the week, I think it's kind of a renaissance type of year for him. The other game I took Buffalo. I laid 6.5 with Buffalo. Home game for the Bills. I just don't think the Jets are very good. I don't think that's surprising to a lot of people. I don't think they're the Jags, but I think they're pretty bad. And I just wonder how they score the football here. I mean, this is a team that's always got issues off the field. Le'Veon Bell, their coach, Adam Gase, How does Sam Darnold take a next step? You've got a young offensive line and an offensive line that wasn't very good last season. You just don't have very many playmakers on this team. I mean, Denzel Mims might be their best receiver, and he's a rookie. Defensively, you lose Mosley. Obviously, you traded away Jamal Adams. I think Buffalo shows out here. This really strikes me as like a 27-10 type of game. I think Buffalo controls it throughout. I'm pretty surprised they're only a 6.5 point favorite. I think they're a solid bet this week.
Yeah, you also mentioned Washington, and you mentioned that like a week or two ago that you were going to get them at a +7. I see that line at 6 right now. The total at 42, by the way, as you like a lower scoring game in that one. How about the primetime games, Jeff? Haven't talked a lot of Cowboys-Rams with anybody. How do you think that one goes on Sunday night?
Well, I'm pretty high on the Cowboys. I actually picked them to win the Super Bowl along with the Ravens, so I'm pretty high on Dallas. But I also can't say I'm not excited about the Rams. I've never been a Jared Goff guy, but I think he's starting to find some success. I watched Hard Knocks. I know a lot of people didn't watch Hard Knocks this year, but he's about to get married. He's kind of turning into a veteran type of player now. He's through the first year or two of his career. They made some moves to kind of ward away certain guys that didn't really fit anymore. I think the offensive line's better. I'm kind of high on them. I wonder about this defense, though. A lot of young players in their secondary. I think the offense for the Dallas Cowboys is going to be on fire this year. I have no reason to believe they won't kind of run it up in this game against the Rams. Rams, I think, struggle defensively. But I don't want to lay points on the road. I'll look more towards an over here. I think until Dallas proves defensively they've changed, I think the weak part of theirs is the secondary as well. So I might be looking at points in this game.
Big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, joining us. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Jeff Nadu. He's been doing a lot of Q&As. If you have questions about, I see you pop up a college basketball, Q&A every now and then. He tweets out some free plays. And as far as tonight, Jeff, you got in on that 10 for Houston earlier, but is maybe your best play Kansas City team total over? Is that kind of your if you had to go with one tonight?
I mean, at this point, 10's not available. To me, and I wouldn't give it out because I know no one can get that number. But 31.5 is I think a pretty strong player. I just don't see where Houston gets stops in this game. And Kansas City, I think you can make a case on their side that they've improved with Edwards-Helaire and obviously, Holmes another year. So I'll go with that.
Big man, thanks for joining us, man. Have a great week 1 in the NFL. We will talk to you again on Monday and recap it all.
Sounds good.
Big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line on an NFL kickoff Thursday here on Pirate Radio Live, and he likes the Chiefs team total over, as does Wager McGee. You can check out our Pirate Radio picks on our Pirate Radio social media accounts there on Twitter. And we'll have more NFL talk on the way, a little fantasy football start sit, a lot of ECU football talk on the way as well with Stephen Igoe from Hoist the Colors, who will join me here inside the Pirate Radio studios when we kick off hour number 2 of today's program. That's on the way right after this.
Hey, Dad, what's for dinner?
How about CPW's?
Is that the restaurant with the really good lasagna?
It sure is.
Is that the place we got the awesome meat pizza?
Yep, that's the place. Should we do dine-in or take out?
I'm tired of eating it. Let's go there!
Just say no to cooking tonight and bring the family, or make it a date night at CPW's. CPW's is open daily at 3 p.m. and has been serving the Greenville community since 1995. CPW's in the Food Lion Shopping Center near the hospital.
In studio with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you guys have a disinfecting service for homes and businesses.
Yes, we have a 2-step process that includes disinfecting and also provides 30 days of protection to all surfaces treated. We're doing this for 10 cents a square foot in businesses and $10 a room in your home.
Mike, how can folks get in touch with you?
Call me directly at my cell, 252-999-0001. Again, 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Or fixednc.com.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water-soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Do you think you or your employees might have been exposed to COVID-19? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers easy employer solutions to COVID-19 testing. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Hey, this is Jay from Villa Verde. Did you know that Villa Verde opened up a second location? Yes, it's Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard across the hospital. This new location is a fast, casual environment where you can make your own bowls for only $9.95. Choose from our fresh ingredients, from our toppings bars, or enjoy an amazing rotisserie chicken. We promise you can be in and out in less than 15 minutes. For a quick, healthy meal at an affordable price, visit us at Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
You don't need a big meeting. You don't need a birthday. You don't need any excuse at all. You just need to love subs. Times 12. Order the Jersey Mike's catering box today. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no contact delivery or no contact at the door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Thank you, Shirley. Welcome back into the program on a Thursday, a wonderful day as the NFL is back, ECU football on the horizon, and just all good news to talk about, right? Stephen Igoe from Hoist the Colors.
Of course. It's another game. Or it's another day with games of all sports, of all shapes and sizes.
In reality, though, we do have bad news about your Broncos and bad news about ECU.
Well, yes. I wasn't going to focus on the negative clip, but you're going to make me turn all sad. I don't even want to think about the Broncos right now because usually you have, you know, the best thing about the start of every NFL season is all 32 teams have a dream and a chance to win. Everybody starts 0-0, but when your two best players on both sides of the ball are potentially out for a while, that really kills your optimism in a hurry.
For those that don't know, Von Miller went down earlier this week. Is he definitely out for the year?
He's 99% out for the year.
Today, their stud wide receiver, Cortland Sutton, went off the practice field.
Holding his shoulder. And no diagnosis yet. Hopefully it's precautionary, but, I mean, it sounded like he went down diving for a ball, which I don't know why you're diving for a ball at practice.
They're blaming it on him for trying?
I'm blaming it on, I don't know. Life, man. Like, just catch the ball or don't dive. You're too valuable, Cortland.
Do not dive.
It
there
just
you go,
really
kids.
makes me upset.
Yeah. Well, look, it would have happened during the 4 preseason games. They just got it out this week during practice.
He probably would have tried less harder at a preseason game than practice.
All right. Well, let's talk about the good news. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, had an article earlier today that said it's a year of survival for ECU athletics financially, according to John Gilbert.
Yeah, and I think it's a year of survival for everybody in athletics. I don't think this is anything groundbreaking. I think it's just, you're able to put some numbers on the page of what it really looks like, which paints a pretty bleak picture, all things considered. But, this is to be expected. There was going to be revenue shortfalls across the board. The good news, I guess, if there is any good news, you get to cut expenses by not having sports this past spring. So they saved, I think, $4 million or so on expenses, but at the same time, you lost some revenue. So that kind of cancels each other out. The big concern, talking or listening to John Gilbert at the Board of Trustees meeting today virtually was, right now ECU's saving money on expenses, but he's worried about in the spring when all those sports start back, assuming they do, and you're having all those things going on at once, whether it be maintenance or operational expenses or just travel expenses. How do you afford to do all that at one time? From a staff perspective, they're going to have to broadcast the games at some point through the ESPN contract, and then just finding a way to manage all that, budgetarily and with just the operational side of things, I think is going to be a major challenge. And that's assuming, football goes as planned and isn't pushed back to the spring too.
I mean, and we're just talking here, right?
Yeah, we're talking.
Okay. I've always been a little concerned about how much ECU and the athletics department actually wants to play a game when they can't have fans because of the money they'd be losing putting on those events with no fans in the stands. And to the point where if ECU, they're not going to be able to have fans on the 26th. We learned today they're not going to be able to have parents in the stands as well. Do they think about pushing it back again until they can actually have fans in the stands? I don't know. Just something I've thought about, that they might try to keep kicking the can as long as they can until fans can come in Dowdy Ficklen Stadium.
I think, I think if you could have a perfect world where you could guarantee, hey, let's move this game back to, the bye week, October 24th, and we'll be able to have 30,000 fans. If you could guarantee that, maybe it'd be worth it. But, at some point you got to play a game, especially when other schools in the state of North Carolina are playing with no fans, like North Carolina, App State and Charlotte play this weekend, Wake Forest, Duke is set to play soon, NC State. So I think from a business perspective, it makes sense, but from an optics perspective, if you're just...
I know, and we just keep going with the optics and just hemorrhaging money, and at some point,
But the other schools are losing tons of money, too.
I know, but it doesn't make sense for anybody.
I don't know.
But no, look, listen, I'm a football fan. I want to see games. Yeah. Let's play right now and lose millions of dollars. That's fine with me. I'll get to watch the game. It's not fine for somebody, though. Somebody's hurting in all this.
I mean, everyone's hurting. It comes down to a lot of it is it probably won't be much different in the spring.
Yeah.
So, why not just go ahead and play now and get at least some TV revenue and all sorts of stuff like that? But, no, I mean, it's not ideal at all. It hurts financially either way. But I still think playing now makes more sense than trying to hope for the spring. And maybe, the Big Ten will look like geniuses at the end of the day, but
I don't think either side's going to look like a genius. I still think that there's no concrete right answer on what to do. I mean, By the way, shout out to Glenn and Chandler for putting up cool quotes, graphics while we talk about your article.
Wow.
And you even got a citation there. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors.
I appreciate that, guys.
Nicely
done.
We have a cool operation
You get a 2-man production team now working at the same time. That's pretty big time.
And Shirley,
I guess 3 if you count Shirley.
Yeah, Shirley with the audio production.
It's impressive, man.
I mean, this whole operation is. I tell you what, we're running on all cylinders here.
Yeah,
at Pirate Radio, and we will be once ECU does kick off on September 26th on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We have a lot of fun in store for you for game days here at Pirate Radio, and we were talking earlier too, Igoe, Glenn and I, about doing another watch this year, but we got to make sure it's a game where you're in town and it's a road game, so we can have you on it. We're not going to do it without you. You're a key part.
What if I go to every road game?
Then we're not going to do it.
All right.
We just won't do it.
I was talking with the Georgia State 24/7 Sports beat writer today, and it sounds like they are going to have a limited number of media, but 20% fans. And so as of right now, if that game stays on track, I'll probably make the trip to Georgia State, make the drive to Atlanta, and cover that game. But the rest of them, Tampa is doable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to fly anywhere, so I don't think
Cincinnati
is drivable. I've driven to Cincinnati before. I don't know why I did, but I did. I just drove to Huntington, which is very close to Cincinnati in the grand scheme of things. And Tulsa, I'm probably not making that drive.
All right, Tulsa.
Temple is drivable.
There's your watch. You can drive to Philly.
But Tulsa is definitely, and that's a Friday night.
Oh, wow, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights here in the Pirate Radio studios. I mentioned this earlier, Igoe, but in your article, you talked about a lot of different numbers, but season tickets, one of those. ECU sold 10,690 season tickets. The number is currently down to 7,983. And you mentioned that includes 1,400 in the Town Bank Tower, that coming after refunds. 925 accounts have opted out. 600 of those have donated their money for the tickets to the Pirate Club or are transferring their credit to 2021. So you've got options there to just get your money back, to keep your money in, donate it to the Pirate Club, or just go ahead and be ready for 2021 when it comes to tickets.
Yeah, and I think the deadline is September 11th, which is tomorrow, to make that decision. And, it sounds like you sold over 10,000, 7,000, or close to 8,000, I guess, are hanging on for kind of the season. So I would consider that a pretty successful percentage, at least, that are hanging on, hoping for some sort of season. And, hopefully they can get those fans in the stands at some point. And it'll be interesting to see, if those 8,000 people aren't allowed to attend certain games, do they choose to just take a refund, or do they choose to credit it towards the future or the Pirate Club? But it sounds like, based on the percentages, there has been a pretty healthy amount of people that have chosen to put that money into the Pirate Club, which is important because of the shortfall that also wrote about during that article with the annual fund. They've got to make up some numbers there in a big way as far as what they're budgeting and what they've received. And of course, in a pandemic, when a lot of people are struggling financially, it's going to be harder to raise money. So, I would urge Pirate fans, if they can, if they're in a state to do so, definitely look at giving back to the Pirate Club, even if you aren't able to use your tickets this year.
Stephen Igoe has an article about all those numbers on hoistthecolors.net. Little ECU football, Igoe. Good news. Mike Houston, you asked, I believe, and he answered that he was close to kind of putting together his depth chart, and that is positive. Bad news, we might not get to see it. Does a depth chart come out for us to see?
Usually game week, we get one in the game notes, but the problem is usually we get those at the press conference.
So are we going to have like a downloadable media?
They have provided that in the past, a downloadable game week notes package. So I would assume we would get that. I mean, I was looking at South Florida. They released their depth chart today. And of course they play this weekend. So, it usually makes sense that you release it on game week sometime.
So we'll have a depth chart in 2 weeks from today.
Potentially. I would hope so. I mean, and Mike Houston was pretty straight up last year with the depth chart. It didn't really change that much, and there were some differences in the depth chart compared to what it looked like on game day. But for the most part, it gives you a decent snapshot of what to expect. From what I've heard, I think they're pretty much establishing a depth chart already, or have one established. They just haven't, finalized it yet, and they haven't shared it to the public. But I think there's some spots that are starting to be decided.
You had a little tidbit on Hoist the Colors VIP that I'm not going to just share with our fine audience, but I'll say this. I'll ask you yes or no questions. Will the backup quarterback be Brian Gagg?
No.
Will the backup quarterback be Mason Garcia?
One day.
This week 1?
I'd probably say no.
Okay.
All right, that's enough, man. We can't be giving away all our VIP tidbits, but we are running a special right now. You can get your first.
That was a great tease.
That was a great tease.
Yeah.
You can get your first 2 months of VIP coverage on Hoist the Colors for a single $1.
$1, Bob.
That'll take you from now until November 10th. That's like pretty much the entire football season.
Yeah. You get your VIP info for $1.
I mean, that's pretty.
Guess what? You'll have some hoops VIP up there too, because November, I believe, is when they're going to try to tip off this basketball season, right? Towards the end of November.
That's what it looks like. So, and I saw the Americans looking to go to a 20-game conference schedule round robin, which they already play 18 games. So it's not like there's a huge increase there, but you do wonder what that would mean for the non-conference schedule. When would they start that? Et cetera, et cetera. So, just a lot of things up in the air with basketball season, but I do like the fact that they're looking at alternatives and ways to make it all happen. Of course, for ECU, there's not many drivable games in the conference for basketball.
Shirley, do you have Mike Houston's cuts from yesterday still loaded? We talked about Jaquan McMillan. Loved hearing Mike Houston talk about him, and he is primed for a really good sophomore season, which he'll be a sophomore again next year, I guess. Forever sophomore.
Yeah, right? Pretty much.
Maybe we should just stop talking about what classification the players are.
Just call them, yeah.
It doesn't matter, really. A returner or non-returner. But I did not like this answer a lot on Nigel Knott. You asked the question, right? His status right now. I think you had mentioned in your question that he had been previously banged up a little bit. Cut 7, Shirley. Mike Houston's update on Nigel Knott.
He's struggling to get on the field right now. Hopefully he'll get out there at some point.
Hopefully he'll get out there at some point. That does not sound promising for the transfer, Stephen.
No, and he came in with some history of injuries and inability to stay on the field, and that seems to be the thing that's holding him back again here. And it's disappointing because I think from a talent perspective, he's got as much upside as anybody on the roster, but if you're unable to get on the field, it's hard to contribute. And I get the sense that they're kind of moving forward without him. And I mean, he's still on the team, of course, but if he can get healthy and get on the field at some point, he can make an impact. But I think we'll see other corners there to start the season, barring some type of huge turnaround quickly.
Bryce Williams was in that seat yesterday and was talking about how he played with guys that they, for whatever reason, couldn't stay healthy at practice, couldn't stay healthy for the games on the weekends, and would just get bypassed and kind of lost in the shuffle, and said it stinks, but it's part of the deal. And you just hope that, that's not one of these situations, that when he is healthy and can get out there, he'll be able to perform and play. But so who's the corner you think opposite of McMillan for the opener against UCF?
Malik Fleming seems to be the guy that I'm hearing has really stepped up.
And Houston mentioned him the other day that he was active, or he said he's got
a little fire in him.
Yeah.
So I like Malik a lot. I think he's he has really come a long way since last year. The one thing I worry about, if your two starting corners are Malik Fleming and Jaquan McMillan, your two starting corners are 5'9" at best. So you would, I don't want to say struggle, but you worry about a vertically gifted wide receiving corps.
Especially these offenses you're going to see in league play.
Yeah, so that would be a somewhat a concern. But you play the best guys, the guys who have earned it, whether they're 6'2" or 5'9". I mean, listen, if you had 5 Jaquan McMillans in the secondary, you'd be in pretty good shape. So it doesn't always matter at the end of the day how tall a guy is. It certainly helps. I am looking forward to seeing how Nolan Johnson continues to progress. You talk about length. He's 6'2", 190, and it sounds like he's really adapted to cornerback. So I think even if you start Malik, maybe we see Nolan get a shot. He's only a sophomore. Again, a sophomore with 4 years left. So he's got time to figure it out. Jamel Hickman's another young guy with decent size. And Sean Tucker, the freshman, we've talked a lot about him over the offseason. I think he plays right away, and he's another guy who's about 6 foot, good length. I could see him playing and making an impact.
Stephen Igoe, hoist the colors here today. Igoe, it sounds like Mike Houston is having some, as physical as you can, pretty physical practices, because he was asked about the BYU Navy game and the reports that, Navy was not tackling at practice. And he said, you can't do that if you're going to keep score and play a football game. So we're going into scrimmage 3 on Friday. And we might have some eyeballs on that scrimmage and something to talk about at 5 o'clock on Pirate Radio Live coming up on Friday. But it sounds like they've been able to get a little physical, and that's a good thing, right?
I think the way Mike Houston wants to build his team, he's got to have physical practices. I mean, he wants a team that is identified as a physical defensive-led team that can establish dominance in the trenches. And look, ECU from a personnel standpoint still has a ways to go there, as we've talked about. But I think the mindset, you can still establish the mindset. But you can't do that if you're not practicing. And if you're not tackling, you're not hitting people, you can't do that. So I have very little doubt that they've been doing that as soon as they put pads on. That's probably why you did see kind of an outbreak so quickly, because probably once a few players get it, they're going to pass it on if you're practicing that way just because of how the virus is. But you have to take that risk. If you're going to get ready for a football season, unless you want to look like Navy, you've got to practice how football is meant to be practiced.
Chad Moore chiming in. If you'd like to leave a comment, question, please do on Facebook Live, Twitter, or you can give us a call, 317-1250. Chad says, love the fact that Stephen Igoe says vertically gifted wide receiver and not just tall. It's a great.
You got to come up with some, fancy scout type of words.
I like it. Chad's also a Titans fan, Igoe. He asked, will you be taking work off on Tuesday after the late kickoff start Monday night between the Titans and Broncos?
I will not be taking work off. I will probably be sleeping in.
So 10:30-ish kickoff?
Yeah, 10:20, 10:30. I was very excited about the game, but, you take away Von Miller, you take away the fans, you take away potentially Cortland
They're really
Sutton.
testing your fandom here, Igoe.
I might as well go ahead and start Jeff Driscoll over Drew Lock at this rate. I mean, that would be the one thing that would make me not watch the game. Drew Lock is about the only thing that I'm holding on to right now. And I think Denver overall has gotten better from last year as a team. They added A.J. Bouye at corner, Jarrell Casey along defensive line from the Titans, and a couple other guys who I think can really help. But, yeah, losing Von Miller, it stings. And I'm excited to see Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Excited to see the guys. They got a young team to build for the future. And excited to see Ryan Tannehill back in.
Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, excited to see that. All right, we'll talk more NFL in just a moment. Let's take a time out. Shirley will come back. Got a lot of fantasy football start-sit questions to get to. The fantasy season coming up tonight. I've got Deshaun Watson in the league. I've got the rookie, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, in a league. And I got Travis Kelce. So I got a lot of action going tonight. Going to be a lot of fun. And we'll talk fantasy football when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey guys, do you have those yellow overgrown toenails? Is your lady complaining that you have rough feet? If you're embarrassed to wear flip-flops or sandals, then the Man Cave is the spot for you. The Man Cave is Greenville's newest premier destination that provides professional manicures, pedicures, and hair services for men only. We even offer a special membership if you dare to join the Gentlemen's Club. What happens in the Man Cave stays in the Man Cave. So book your appointment today at mancaveandnails.com. Friends that groom together stay together.
Buying a vehicle should be a fun experience and not one where you're bounced around from person to person. This is Mary from the Auto Store Group, and we offer an honest, no-pressure, hometown store approach to selling vehicles. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from. Shop our entire inventory at theautostoregroup.com. And remember, every purchase comes with a free bucket of fun. The Auto Store Group, Pirate-owned and operated for over 38 years. Start shopping today for your next vehicle at theautostoregroup.com.
Know what I like most about my new phone from US Cellular?
I don't know.
That it was $700 off.
What? Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest phones. US Cellular. Choose fair.
Promotional pricing requires an unlimited everyday or even better plan. New line, port in, credit approval, qualified smartphone purchase, and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month retail installment contract. Taxes, fees, and additional restrictions apply.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and its outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip as the state safely reopens. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember the 3 W's. Wear face coverings, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park before your visit with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Pirate Radio.
And I can promise you, there will be no quarter, ever, from ECU football. Go Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, UBE has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years, and you can shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UBE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for Pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UBE. And as we head back in to Pirate Radio Live, clip, we just got an additional information from East Carolina, not sports related. However, they have received sent out an alert that additional clusters of COVID-19 cases have been reported on campus, and according to the alert, it involves several cases involving several different sororities and fraternities. So, there you go.
I'm shocked.
Your cluster report for Thursday. All right, Stephen Igoe is here. Thank you for that, Shirley. Thank you, Chan Man. Can we get a shot of Chandler's shirt? Just while we're talking about negative things.
Just go to our camera.
Yeah, let's look at Shirley Cam.
Yep, pull up Shirley Cam. There you go. All right, now I'm going to back out of the shot here.
And let's give the look at Chandler's, the back of his shirt. ECU versus Navy, November 6, 2010.
Oh, my gosh. Why would you not burn that shirt? Oh.
It's a cool tie-dye shirt.
And it's a cool sleep shirt, too. It's usually used as a sleep shirt.
Well, ECU was sleeping on that day as Navy rolled up 76
points and about 600 rushing yards.
521 yards on the ground for Navy.
Gosh.
What was that fullback's name? Teach,
Alexander
Teach.
My gosh, man. That game will haunt me forever.
Hey, but this year we got Navy. Right?
No.
Was it you or somebody else on Hoisted Colors that posted like the FPI or whatever the index? Was that you? And our percentage to beat Navy went way up after their loss to BYU.
The percentage went from like 26% to 58% after one game. Which
so are we going to be favored against Navy?
As of right now, yes.
I'm taking the Navy money line.
They've got a month to figure out what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be much better.
Sure, they will, but
ECU can be much better.
Exactly. And we can score on them, and Blake Harrell's defense can figure out how to stop that option.
I mean, one thing's for sure, Malcolm Perry is not walking through that door.
He is not.
And that is a very good thing.
And if he does, he'll be ineligible to play, so it won't matter. All right, start, sit, fantasy football week 1. You're kind of down on the Broncos because they have their best players injured already. Are you excited for fantasy football at all?
Outside of the fact that I had the Broncos defense in both leagues and Cortland Sutton, yeah.
Ooh, that reminds me. I have the Broncos defense.
I know. How do you feel about? I feel like the Titans are still a good play week 1, though. I mean, the Broncos D is still good without Von Miller. It's just not great.
How long are we going to fade Ryan Tannehill without giving him his proper credit?
The Broncos shut out Tennessee last year in Mile High, although that was when Ryan Tannehill came in.
Mariota was playing.
Got benched.
Are you nervous, Igoe? Are you nervous
about
the Broncos having to play Tannehill and Tyrod Taylor 3 times this season?
Not at
that
all.
Could be 3 losses right off the bat for you.
I personally have that as 3 wins.
Those are my 2 QBs, man. Still getting it done in the NFL. All right, Zach Maskovich. I miss you, Zach. Zach and I used to do this segment. He will join us on the phone next Thursday. Pick 2, he wants to play J.K. Dobbins because he's a Ravens fan. J.K. Dobbins, Philip Lindsay, Marlon Mack.
I mean, Dobbins he's not the starter, right?
I have a theory about the Colts-Jags game. And you have a question about Jonathan Taylor coming up?
Yeah, later on.
I think that they don't let Phillip Rivers throw 4 interceptions. I think they run the ball all over Jacksonville. So I'm playing Mack and Lindsay out of my 2, and I'm sitting J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I'm going Mack and Lindsay as well. Speaking of the Broncos, I have some strong feelings. I've got Philip Lindsay in both leagues.
Some strong feelings.
I do love Philip Lindsay.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a chance to really be a stud. And he has quietly been one of the better running backs in the NFL the last few years.
And have they tried to draft over him and find a replacement, or did they draft in the same draft that other guy a couple years ago?
They drafted it was Royce Freeman.
Yes.
In the second round of that year, but then Phillip was an undrafted free agent in the same draft and just came in and killed it.
Yeah.
But they did sign Melvin Gordon this offseason. And so I don't think Phillip will get the lion's share of the carries, but I think they'll be split. But here's a note on Philip Lindsay. The only players who have more rushing yards than him over the last 2 seasons is Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Todd Gurley. So
the top 10 running back.
Yeah, so he's a very productive running back. He doesn't catch a lot of passes, but to me, I like Philip Lindsay more than Melvin Gordon.
Tell you what, that's a lot of help for a young quarterback like Drew Lock to have those 2 guys in the backfield.
Yeah.
So, all right, Mack and Lindsay are my picks, and yours? We're sitting JK. Redbeard, Tariq Cohen, or Sony Michel?
I mean, Sony Michel is basically a touchdown-dependent back. So, and the Bears are playing the
Lions.
And the Lions have a decent at best defense.
I think we're leaning Cohen, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm going Cohen. I mean, he catches passes. If it's a PPR league, definitely Cohen. Michelle, I mean, the Patriots running backs are just too boom or bust.
Chad, Drew Brees or Jimmy G? I would start Drew Brees in the dome. I know Arizona's defense might stink, but I would start Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, man, I'm surprised that he was ranked so low on the fantasy quarterbacks. Did he have that bad of a season last year?
There's a few guys. Brees,
I had Rodgers last year. He was pitiful.
Yeah, and he was low ranked this year.
But I like Brees' bounce back potential better.
Sure. I mean, he's got his weapons. If Kamara's healthy, that's a boost.
And I'm going Brees over Jimmy G any day.
Yeah, let's go Brees. Titans or Eagles? So Chad's Titans play your Broncos. The Eagles play my Washington football team. I would go Eagles.
Yeah, I'd probably go Eagles. I do like Tennessee's defense a lot, and I think Denver's offense is going to struggle early in the year with a lot of young pieces, but I definitely think that Denver's offense is more explosive.
Washington can score 3 touchdowns max. I don't know. I could see that being a slugfest at FedEx Field.
That does seem like a 14-10 type of game.
Yeah, I said the same last year, and it was high scoring with Case Keenum throwing it all over the place, so who knows. CW, Devin Singletary or Chris Thompson. All right, so Devin Singletary going into year 2 with the Bills, and they play the Jets. And Chris Thompson, one of my favorite Washington football team Redskins players, now goes to Jacksonville. I don't know what his role is there. I don't know who they have in their backfield, to be honest with you.
I drafted Raquel Armstead in one league. He's out. So I don't even know who they're starting at running back. I think it's some dude I've never even heard of.
I have zero stake in any Jaguars this year.
I have Chris Thompson and Raquel Armstead for some reason.
I'm going to go Singletary.
Singletary this year, I like Singletary a lot, but they also drafted Zach Moss, who I really like. So, but again, we'll talk more about the rookie running backs as we go, but I would probably go Singletary, although I do like the idea of Chris Thompson catching a lot of checkdowns from Gardner Minshew.
A lot of garbage stuff for Thompson. That is a great point. I'm going Singletary. You're going Thompson?
I think Singletary's safer, so I'm going Singletary, but I wouldn't be shocked if Thompson is a 15-point game in a PPR league.
Yeah, you're all into something there. Daily asks Antonio Gibson or Cam Akers. You got 2 rookies here. The Washington football team, it's still stupid to say that. They released Adrian Peterson. Darius Geis turned out to not be such a good guy. They are starting J.D. McKissick at running back, I believe, but Gibson, I think, is going to be on the field a lot. But what am I basing that on? We haven't seen any preseason. I don't know.
The fact that he's a 3rd-round pick.
And their only other weapon on offense is Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have a lot of options.
Akers is the Lions?
No, that's Swift. Akers is the Rams.
The Rams, what is up with their backfield?
I know.
All these teams have 4 or 5 running backs, and it's really hard to – because they have Henderson as well, and I think another player that I'm leaving out. So
I'm going with Antonio Gibson.
I like Gibson's versatility. I don't know exactly how he's going to be used in Washington. Somebody in my fantasy league tried to compare him to Christian McCaffrey, like a poor man's Christian McCaffrey, because at Memphis he was a slot/running back. So I could see a similar role with Ron Rivera there, but it's not like Ron Rivera is an offensive mastermind.
No.
But give me Gibson.
All right, A.J. Green or Cortland Sutton. This one just got a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, Green. If Cortland Sutton's healthy, I would go Sutton, but because Green's really falling off, but I'll go A.J. Green.
Daniel Jones or Joe Burrow. So the Bengals have a winnable game against the Chargers. I kind of like Burrow against the Chargers, although Bosa and Ingram could make life really difficult for the rookie in their first game. And then you've got, who did I say? Daniel, do they play the Steelers? I'm going Joe Burrow. I'm going to say he has 2 touchdowns and potentially a rushing touchdown in his opener.
I don't like either one of these. I could see the Giants racking up some garbage time points because I think Steelers are going to come out with a vengeance and Big Ben's return. But I'll go Joe Burrow.
Byron probably has a very good roster if those are his quarterbacks. He did not take one until very, very late. All right, Crowder, Mecole Hardman tonight, or Akers. Darnold's good, right? I think didn't Crowder have like a 14-catch game last year? And they're
He's
going to
like
be
the only weapon.
They're going to be
have.
playing from behind, I think, against Buffalo.
Outside of Le'Veon.
So I'm going to go Jamison Crowder.
Now that they lost
Robbie Anderson.
I mean, do they even have another receiver?
Who are the receivers in New York?
I'm going Crowder.
Chandler, can you Google that for me? Thanks. All right, next question. Another Akers question or Fournette. Actually, this was brought to me at trivia last night. Joe has Akers in his lineup and said, who would you put in instead of Akers? And I thought his best option on the bench was Fournette, who I think is going to have a good year this year. I don't know if it'll be week 1 because he just got to Tampa. But I still...
But you could
I think he gets in the end zone.
Yeah, you could see them getting a drive down to the 2 and just putting in Fournette to run it in. And I think there's a very good chance of that happening. Somebody else made a good point with Fournette. You know, he was, he might be a head case, but he was very productive for the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are not good. So now that he's actually going to a good team with a solid O-line, like maybe he just puts up some monster numbers. So.
I agree. I think he can be really good this year. Again, I'm worried about week 1, but
yeah.
I could see Brady getting him down inside the 5. Fournette goes in, scores a touchdown.
I think either one of those plays is a gamble, but I'll go Fournette because of the touchdown.
I tried to tell Ryan not to worry about, because, like, you know, where you play your fantasy, they have, like, matchup ratings. And Josh Allen is like a 1-star, and Jimmy G is a 5-star this week because of opponents. You play Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's good.
Play Josh Allen over Jimmy G. Chandler, you got anything?
Don't overthink it.
On the Jets wide receivers?
In the Jets receiver room, you have Pirate Killer Brashard Perryman.
Oh, my gosh.
Jamison Crowder, Denzel Mims, Braxton Berrios, Josh Doxson, and Jeff Smith.
Josh Dotson. Oh.
Yeah, start Jamison Crowder.
Now, Perryman actually went from making a Hail Mary catch at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium and didn't catch a pass for like 4 years.
With the Ravens, right?
Yeah, he was just non-existent.
He got hurt and just never did anything.
And then came back with the Bucks, I want to say, with Jameis, and did all right. But, yeah, start Crowder there. Ben says Tom Brady or Matt Stafford?
Gosh, Stafford is just...
Stafford on a bounce, on a returning from injury.
Tom Brady with the new team
against the Bears. Stafford's going to light them up if Galladay and Jones and all them. Give me
and the Bucks are playing who?
The Saints.
Oh,
I'm going Stafford.
Saints, Bucks, Brady, Breeze. Give me Brady.
In an empty Superdome. How sad is that?
It's sad.
Steve says CeeDee Lamb or Sony Michel. Does Jerry tell Mike McCarthy to showcase the rookie on Sunday Night Football?
The Cowboys, to me, have too many receivers, so I think until I see CeeDee Lamb go out and do it, I'm leaning Michelle.
Sony Michel falls into the end zone. Let's see. Who?
You sent me a couple.
No, I put them on the sheet.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we're good. We're good there. All right, Sony Michel against Shirley's Dolphins is the play. I don't know if I have one. Do you have any?
I do. I think I know the answer to this because I already kind of decided. But Philip Lindsay or Jonathan Taylor of the Colts, and I'm leaning Lindsay right now. But Taylor's projected to get more as a rookie.
And I think they run the ball all over the Jags.
Jaguars had the 31st run defense last year. But how much is it Marlon Mack? How much does Nyheim Hines get involved? So, I mean, that's just the thing that scares me. How much do they trust a rookie without preseason to go in there and play?
And Lindsay's definitely safer, right?
Yeah, and I need a safe play more than a big play. And then in another league, I have a 2-quarterback league. I'm starting Kyler Murray, and then I have to decide between Cam Newton and Drew Lock.
Chandler, I'm going to let you decide this one. Cam Newton or Drew Lock?
Cam Newton versus the Dolphins.
Cam.
Yeah. I'm leaning Cam, too.
He gets into the end zone.
For my boy.
Does the Superman to no fans.
Plus, if Denver doesn't have Cortland Sutton, that takes away a big weapon for Lock. And then if Sutton is unable to go, I'm going to have to decide between, Emmanuel Sanders. I would say Sammy Watkins, but he plays tonight. So Emmanuel Sanders or Hunter Renfrow.
So where's Emmanuel Sanders?
Emmanuel Sanders is now with the New Orleans Saints. Quietly, another weapon for Drew Brees.
Is the Broncos game at home?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if they have G-Eazy playing over the intercom,
Oh, no.
Drew Lock.
We're not doing that
off.
again.
He will.
Oh, that's going to be the anniversary of G-Eazy. Wait, you're talking about Young Jeezy.
There's a video of him on the sideline, like jamming out the G-Eazy.
No, it's Young Jeezy. That is a huge difference.
Well, if they're playing him over the intercom.
G-Eazy and Jeezy, there's a difference?
Young Jeezy, yes. That's
Young
I put
Jeezy?
on for my city. I put on. That's what Drew Lock is rapping.
Oh, yeah.
G-Eazy is terrible. We don't need to talk about him on this show anymore.
I don't know. Last year's G-Eazy episode was probably one of my top 5 all-time episodes.
We played G-Eazy throughout the entire hour.
Well, whatever song he was jamming out to on the sideline, they have that playing. He's going to go off. So.
That's why I like Drew Lock, because he's rapping Young Jeezy on the
Young
sidelines.
Jeezy, baby.
Big difference than
Young
G-Eazy. G.E. Smith. Did I see another? Oh, there was a question from the Moody one, John Moody. Chiefs or Chargers defense?
Chargers are playing who again?
By the way, I don't advise having 2 defenses on your roster.
I don't advise having either of those defenses on your roster.
Chiefs, Texans, Chargers, go Chargers.
Yeah, definitely Chargers.
They play the Bungles.
But, I mean, I would much rather face the Bengals than the Texans. And the Chargers actually have a pretty solid D. I shouldn't hate on them. Linval Joseph.
Yeah, he joins Bosa and
Bosa and Ingram. I mean,
Ingram.
that front 4 is vicious. They did lose Derwin James, which is huge, but their front defensive line is extremely good.
Igoe, good luck to you this
Thank
weekend.
you. Good luck to you.
We'll make some picks when we return. Wrap up hour number 2. As we go to break, how many leagues you in?
2.
I'm in 3. Who are your quarterbacks? Your starters?
I got Deshaun Watson in one league, and then
Me too. And Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray and Cam.
My other one is Matty Ice. I'm not excited about it.
Every year, he's that quarterback you draft in the middle of the rounds, and you're like, I don't know how to feel about that.
I don't feel great, but
he's not bad.
I tell you what, I'm super excited. Obviously, with Watson, that's my guy, but Kyler Murray this year.
Yes.
Watch out, folks. All right, take a time out, come back, more to go with Igoe after this. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Discover a new wave of refreshment. Crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with natural flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, 2019 Chicago. Visit whiteclaw.com for full nutritional information.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
When you can take your eye off a big pizza pie, that's Familia.
Take a break from your dining room table and bring the family to Familia for lunch or dinner. Familia offers favorites like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken parmesan, chicken marsala, homemade meatballs, plus summer specials like mahi fish and chips, and steak pizzaola. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Call 689-6330. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College and FamiliaNC.com.
It's summertime, and it's no better time to drive away with the quality pre-owned car, truck from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust in our team to improve your vehicle's off-road experience. Give us a call for more information, 252-364-8730. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard, across from Hardee's at Bells Fork.
Jim Gray from Westwood One here with an NFL Kickoff 2020 preview.
From Kansas City, the season gets started with Patrick Mahomes and the Super Bowl champion Chiefs hosting Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. Even with a limited number of fans at Arrowhead, Mahomes says the night will be special.
I'm just looking forward to being back in Arrowhead playing football for the Kansas City Chiefs. And the championship banner is going to be special. It's going to be something that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And I'm glad that we have a lot of the same guys on the team that were with me for that journey. And we're going to enjoy that together, and then we're going to get right back to playing and try to find a way to go get another one.
Don't miss any of the action, including my visits with Tom Brady and Larry Fitzgerald, back with us once again in the pregame show. Then it's the Texans and the Chiefs on NFL Kickoff 2020.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Pirate Radio.
It's great to be on. This is an honor. You know, Pirate Radio is kind of a cult following around North Carolina, so I'm excited.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. With approximately 100 locations throughout the Carolinas, First National Bank is helping both individuals and businesses redefine convenience in banking. Visit us today at fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
One more segment to go with Stephen Igoe from Hoist the Colors as he joins me here on the program. We have talked ECU news and notes. We've talked fantasy football. We'll get back to the ECU talk coming up with Troy D in hour number 3 of today's program. Right now, Igoe, you looking forward to a week 2 of college football? You had some better games this week.
Yeah, solid games, and it just feels like we're slowly progressing towards better and better weeks.
Yeah.
Of course, looking forward to when ECU gets back in action, but this will give us the second of 3 weeks, knock on wood, that we can watch football without having to worry about ECU. So we really don't have to work. We can just sit back and enjoy college football, and I really enjoyed last week outside of the fact that there were so many blowouts.
Yeah, hopefully you get some better games this week, and we've got some pretty bad ones spread-wise on this sheet for us to pick today. Last week on the picks, I went 3-2. Igoe went 2-3 against the spread. More on that and how Troy D did coming up in hour number 3.
Excellent.
Of today's show. We'll have his lock of the week. We'll have to play that back for people. All right, let's start with tonight. The U with De'Aaron King at quarterback, taking on UAB. We've already seen the Blazers in action once already this year, Igoe. Miami, a 14-point favorite. I don't know. Maybe King makes them exciting. I would lean towards this being an ugly game, but Miami, I feel like, has burned me in the past and just been bad. I guess I'll go with the guests I have on the show. Wager McGee seems to think Miami's going to have it figured out this year with De'Aaron King and put up some points. So reluctantly, I'll take Miami minus 14.
Yeah, I don't like this line either way. I mean, I would stay away from it if it wasn't on this sheet.
Sorry.
I guess I'll go UAB from the standpoint that they have a game under their belt, and we'll see kind of how valuable that is. I really like their coaching staff, and Miami, man, I'm just not sold on Miami. I know De'Aaron King is really good, but I watched them lose to FIU last year, and how much better have they gotten since then? I don't know, but I'll go UAB.
I'm probably on the wrong side here. North Carolina, Syracuse. I might be on the wrong side again, but I just cannot take North Carolina minus 22 points.
I'm not taking.
Sam Howell might be the future number 1 draft pick. Mac Brown might have a full arsenal of weapons. They might put up 1 million points, but I would just rather lose taking Syracuse plus 22.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about taking Syracuse plus 22. I mean, that's a lot of points for a season opener. It's not like Syracuse is a terrible team. I know they have some pieces to replace, but it's not like North Carolina either is a juggernaut and a proven juggernaut. So I'm going Syracuse.
Igoe's favorite team, Notre Dame, is hosting Duke, and in the past, Igoe has been reluctant to take Notre Dame. I'm going to take them here. I think they get into the 40s. Let's see if it's 45-21. That'd be a winner. Give me Notre Dame minus 20.
20 points again is a lot. I think Notre Dame is overrated. They are every year.
You don't even know what they're rated. That's just your go-to.
I just know they're overrated. It doesn't matter what they're rated. Duke.
Okay. All right. Clemson minus 33.5. This is Wager McGee's one of his favorite plays. His other one's on the sheet as well.
Which way is this play?
He loves Clemson because the last 2 meetings they've outscored him like 100 and something to 14. Like it's been just 2 complete, blowouts in a row. Man, if there were fans in College Game Day, I don't think that would affect the game either. So give me Clemson to, I guess, win by 50.
Clemson. I'm trying not to overthink this one. I think
no Jamie Newman at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean Wake's got some question marks, and I do like their staff a lot, but Clemson really good.
All right, and Kansas and Coastal Carolina. Now, this is on the sheet, Igoe. You're probably asking why. Because it's a 10 o'clock game. It is by itself. It is the nightcap to a hopefully great day of college football. Why they're kicking off at 10 o'clock in Lawrence, Kansas, I don't know. I don't care. I'm glad they are. I like the late night stuff. Wager loves Coastal Carolina here. And did you know Coastal Carolina beat Kansas 12-7 last year? I did not know that till yesterday.
In Myrtle Beach, I think.
No way Kansas went there. No way.
Look it up.
I don't want to. Give me the Chanticleers. I'm just going to tell Wager McGee. I feel wrong doing it, but Kansas. I mean, they're Kansas.
You just said Chanticleers.
I know.
So are you taking Coastal?
I'm taking the Chanticleers.
I'm taking Kansas. I think it's a revenge game.
Oh, our first revenge game on the sheet. Stephen Igoe going the route of the Jayhawks. All right, the picks are in. Igoe, you got some stories up on Hoist the Colors regarding some not so good financial news regarding ECU. Again, nothing shocking, but you actually have the numbers out there in front of you now if you want to see those regarding Pirate Club, ticket sales, a lot of other things.
Yeah, lots of numbers that we can actually see now and kind of a projection of how the 2021 fiscal year might look in terms of budgets, revenue shortfalls, all that sort of stuff from the Board of Trustees meeting with Athletics Director John Gilbert earlier today, and some information on ticket sales and that sort of stuff. So lots of that coverage. Also a story on why ECU players' families were denied entry into Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium by the North Carolina government. And also some recruiting stuff, as always, and some tidbits, some VIP tidbits.
If you're VIP, you can find out what team contacted ECU to play them on the 19th.
Correct.
But the game's not going to happen. And also, who will be the backup quarterback in 2020?
It's 2 good nuggets.
2 good VIP nuggets for you folks out there that I will share for 75 cents for the next 2 months.
Yes, you can do that. $1.
I'm going to undercut Igoe, and you only owe me 3/4, and I'll tell you. Steven, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck with your Broncos, fantasy, and picks, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday. All right, we'll take a timeout. Come back. Get ready for hour number 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Troy D. going to join me inside the Pirate Radio studios. That's on the way right after this.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Buick Enclave and save over $9,500 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
In studio with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you guys have a disinfecting service for homes and businesses.
Yes, we have a 2-step process that includes disinfecting and also provides 30 days of protection to all surfaces treated. We're doing this for 10 cents a square foot in businesses and $10 a room in your home.
Mike, how can folks get in touch with you?
Call me directly at my cell, 252-999-0001. Again, 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Or fixednc.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Papa John's menu has grown again with the all-new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. The papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and are only $6. Choose from the all-new grilled buffalo chicken, Philly cheesesteak, Italian, pepperoni meatball, and barbecue chicken and bacon, all for only $6 each. Also, for a limited time, get any large 5-topping pizza for only $13.99. Place your order today online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Maybe you're planning to visit parents, family, or friends. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers easy solutions to COVID-19 testing. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Biden Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
If you're like many, you may have put on the Corona 5, 10, or even 15 over the last 2 months. Well, the weather is warm and it's time to get that body back on track. At Clean Eats, we have you covered. Our weekly meal plan will quickly help you get back to where you want to be. Order online at cleaneats.com. Our cafe is back open, sanitized, and waiting to serve you healthy lunch and dinner options for dine-in, takeout, curbside, or even delivered through our delivery partners. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
It's time to get back in the saddle with Rocking Horse Ranch. Join us Saturday, November 14th for an evening filled with games and prizes to support the reopening of the Rocking Horse Ranch Therapeutic Riding Program. Rocking Horse Ranch provides a fun and unique therapy program to our special needs, cancer, and veterans community. The horses miss their favorite students and can't wait to see them again soon. And Rocking Horse cannot do this without you. Join us November 14th to get back in the saddle or visit rhrnc.com for more information.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Domino's of Greenville has 3 locations to take care of you. Take advantage of the week-long carry-out deal of all 3 topping pizzas for only $7.99. You can order online today at Domino's.com. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live on this Thursday. Thank you for tuning in. Troy D joining me here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Troy, welcome back.
Good to see you, Clip. How are you, sir?
Doing good, and excited for some football tonight. We've also got a lot of ECU news and notes to get to, Troy, as some numbers came out today. John Gilbert speaking on the financial situation, a dire financial situation, unfortunately, at ECU with all the numbers, and we'll dive into that during this hour.
Yeah, what I see, the verbiage was survival mode, which you don't see very often. I don't think I've ever heard that used before, but it's the truth, and it's where we are right now with this athletic program, like many athletic programs across the country.
Also, a very unpopular decision, I would say, perhaps all the way across the board, that ECU players and coaches, family members will not be allowed to watch a game inside Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, at least for the opener against UCF, and that has received a lot of criticism.
Well, I guess they appealed to the governor, who declined. So obviously the governor hates football families and Little League families too, by the way, because we were under the same rules and regulations, so I know how they feel. There's plenty of room to space out, and if anybody that can make an exception for it should be those folks. But, it's a little ridiculous.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, but we dealt with the same thing. And at least the kids were able to play games in Little League, and at least in this situation, I'm grateful that at least the players will be able to play. But it doesn't make any sense in a 50,000-seat stadium that you couldn't have a few hundred family members there. They could each have their own section.
Sure. We will discuss that this hour as well. If you'd like to chime in, you can. 317-1250 on the Fixed NC Live line. We'll read your Facebook messages, Twitter messages as well. And also, Troy D, a perfect 0-5 last week in his picks.
Clip.
Can he run the table again?
It's the you just want to be consistent one way or the other.
Yeah.
It is as hard to go 0-5 as it is 5-0.
3-2, 2-3, super boring.
Anybody
You're not
can
doing
do that.
nothing there.
No, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Go all in one direction. And you can make, much like the stock market, Clip, if you know what you're doing, you can make money going down or you can make money going up. In the stock market, you can buy and hold, and you're in it for the long game. You can, if the stock goes up. But if you think the stock is going to fall, you can do what's called short the stock. And you can make money when that stock goes down. Well, if you took my picks and went the other way, basically shorting my picks, you would have made a ton of money last week.
So you're going to do another public service and give out your picks again today and see if you can run the table once again.
You're welcome.
Simply stated, you're welcome.
A gift to the community.
Got that. Got some fun. Got some ECU news and notes along the way here on a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We will be back with hour number 3 after this.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Great news, amigos. Chico's Dine-In Service is back open every day. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Chico's is still offering to-go and curbside service as well by calling 757-1666. Don't forget to stock up on Chico's famous margarita mix for only $9.99 per half gallon. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to-go.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water-soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. How can you help people with back pain?
Well, most people are going to have back pain at some point during their life, but you don't have to live with it. A bad MRI or a bad x-ray does not mean you're destined to always have pain. We have specialists that are well trained to find out what the true problem is and the true source of your pain so they can get you on track to feeling better. So don't suffer with back pain. Our nationally board certified specialists are here to help you. To learn more, visit us at kptonline.com. We can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
Introducing new Domino's Carside Delivery. Now when you carry out, you don't even need to leave your car. So you don't have to interrupt your favorite song.
It's time to drive down to the rock show.
Or interrupt your kid's favorite song.
We'll be friends just for one day.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Try Domino's Carside Delivery when you carry out 3 topping pizzas for $7.99 each, and we'll carry out your order to your car contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
It's summertime and it's no better time to drive away with the quality pre-owned car truck from Greenville Auto World. Let Greenville Auto World show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Greenville. We believe fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Are you planning that summer trip by car? We'll get you set for that trip with an oil change and 27-point inspection. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard, across from Hardee's at Bill's Fork.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's.
Hey, can I get a cheeseburger and add lettuce and tomato?
No, we don't have it. You can get some macaroni and barbecue chips on it, though. Greg Brady style.
Or cream cheese and jalapeno jelly.
Cobra Kai. Or bacon, a fried egg, and some cheese. Chiflet.
Or just cheese, like a cheeseburger.
Cool. I'll take a Greg Brady with those new cheese fries you guys got.
Sounds good.
Oh, I forgot. Can I get us out of ranch?
No! Jack Brown's, 805 Dickinson Avenue, Greenville.
Pirate Radio.
We have a standard for the way you're going to play, and we're going to start making sure that we point out those that are meeting the standard, and everybody else has to rise to that. You have to. There is no choice. You have to rise to the standard, because the standard is what wins.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey guys, you cannot impress the ladies with that sloppy, unkept look, and that goes for you married guys too. Time to get to the Man Cave in Greenville, the premier destination for professional manicures, pedicures, and hair services for men only. Enjoy a cold beverage, a snack, and let the professionals make you look your best. Visit mancaveandnails.com and book your appointment today. The Man Cave, now open on the corner of Fire Tower and Evans. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Chan Man running the video production today. Troy D alongside here in the Pirate Radio studios.
Just stop by the Man Cave, Clip.
What'd you do?
Well, I was actually made an appointment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't get anything done. You just
Not
made an
yet.
appointment.
No. Yeah.
When are you going?
Be this weekend.
Okay.
I actually made an appointment for the kids.
All right.
They needed a haircut. The guys.
What are you going to do while you're there?
Well, they have a pool table. They have a bar. They have all types
so
of
you're
cool
not
stuff.
doing any nails or anything?
Not this time. I'm going to let them get cleaned up a little bit.
All right.
And then I'm going to eat and have some beverages and hang out and watch them.
Watch football? Do they have TVs?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
I might just come join you to hang out.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah. So I'll be there. I'll be there this weekend.
Sounds good. There is a big slate of football games coming up Saturday and Sunday. Couple games tonight, including the NFL season opener. You can hear it right here on Pirate Radio. Chiefs and Texans. We are still waiting for that first ECU football game, which is still a couple weeks away, coming up on the 26th, as East Carolina scheduled to take on UCF.
The NFL, does it feel real? It's back. Like, I'm curious to watch, separate from the game, all the other things that go along with it. Because what are they letting, like 17,000 fans in, which will feel like a million compared to cardboard cutouts of people. You know, I think that'll be a great atmosphere compared to what you've seen in other sports.
And unfortunately, only 2 games will have fans this weekend, Troy D. The game tonight, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars. Will they even have enough fans to fill out whatever capacity they have now? But every other game will have no fans. Are the Bears play the Lions, and that game is where?
1:00 Sunday, I believe. I want to say in Chicago.
Okay, so no fans in Chicago.
Not that I know of. They back in April, I went ahead and got a refund for my season tickets. I just wanted to be first in line because I had a feeling they weren't going to have fans anyway. But
no, that game is in Detroit.
It's in Detroit. Okay. So I've already been refunded back. I don't know what. My guess is that they're not going to have anybody in there.
Yeah, and that is a good segue into some comments from John Gilbert today, talking about the numbers that ECU is dealing with right now with the lack of fans in the stands. And you mentioned season tickets, Troy, from a Bears standpoint and getting your refund. Well, a lot of people have been doing that in the Pirate Nation. The East Carolina sold 10,690 season tickets for the 2020 season. The number is currently down to 7,983. There have been 925 accounts that have opted out. 600 of those have donated their money for the tickets to the Pirate Club or are transferring the credit to next season, where they'll be ready to get their season tickets in 2021, hopefully when they can attend football games.
So the 600 accounts equate to about 3,000 tickets then?
The 925 accounts equate to the 3,000 tickets, and then the 600 of those.
600 of the 900.
Yeah,
got you.
correct.
Got you. Yeah. Because I always wonder what the average is. You know, you always hear the season ticket number, but the average person may order 4 tickets.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's a handful. The account number is actually a lot smaller.
There's probably not a lot of people, I would think, buying one season ticket.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happens, but it's probably rare, is my guess.
So that was kind of one of the numbers that came out today. There was also some Pirate Club numbers in here, Troy D. And I don't know. I mean, what was your main takeaways? Again, like Igoe said, like none of this is shocking, but you now get to see the actual numbers and millions and
I'm surprised.
Thousands.
The only thing shocking to me is that they actually put out the numbers. I mean, honestly, there's no requirement that I know of that they have to say this is how many people have gotten refunds. This is what we're down to. This is how much money it's costing us. I was a little surprised at the transparency of saying here's how bad it is.
Right.
You know, but at this point, people know it's bad.
Yeah.
I guess you're better off just being upfront about it at this point. There is really no reason to cover it up. And I'm not saying lie about it, but just providing the information. As we know, other regimes would not have done this, would not have provided the information. Other regimes, when there were times were bad and there were issues, it's just a rounding error. You know, they are very upfront and honest about the financial issues, which are, as John Gilbert said, I believe, a matter of survival at this point.
Said they're in survival mode, and I'll read this little excerpt from Igoe's story on Hoist the Colors. ECU's 2020 Fiscal Pirate Club annual fund finished at $6.088 million, more than $1 million short of the initial goal. The 2021 annual fund is projected to finish at $6.2 million, already tracking behind after coming up short $500,000 combined for July and August. So kind of shows you the trajectory is going the wrong way, which is, I mean, understandable for the circumstances.
I've heard from some folks on the inside, some projected numbers of where these things where it could finish at the end of the year clip as far as a loss for ECU athletics. It's in the millions. That's already been done. I mean, it was going to happen regardless before COVID. I think we were having some issues, obviously. This has exacerbated those issues. There's your big word of the day.
That is, and you said it pretty well.
Google that, kids, if you don't know what that means. But I hate to even say them because I think they are projections. They won't know until the end of the year. We know we're bleeding. We just won't know until the end of the year. Oh boy, we didn't mean to bleed this much. Now is the patient on life support, or can we put a bandage on it?
Yeah, like
we don't know right now.
Where I'm at, like at what point does it just become too much?
Like you've bled out.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're getting. That's what I'm worried about.
And what happens if you do? What does that mean?
I mean, look. Let's just say ECU loses $15 million this year, or $20 million in athletics. This isn't the first year. If this was the first year of a loss, there'd be a major issue. Correct? Now, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom here, and I'm also not trying to sugarcoat
you have to
things.
be realistic.
I'm just talking.
About that. Yeah.
I want people to understand that are hearing this for the first time. We're just talking about real life, the way it is right now. Let's just say it's a $15 million loss. If that was your loss, that's a huge loss to overcome in the future. You got to remember the last 4 years, Clip, have not been positive for this program financially. The losses that mounted up when Scotty Montgomery was here and Cecil Staten was here and Jeff Confer were here were also in the millions. So you've got the cumulative effect of those years. You've already dug a hole. Now you're digging the hole that much deeper this year. How deep can the hole go before you can't fill it anymore?
Yeah.
Which is what you're asking.
Right.
And I don't have the answer to that. It does concern me as a fan, as an alum, as a supporter of this program, as someone that loves ECU. How much damage, how much water can we take on before it's too much? I don't know. And I think that's why John Gilbert and his crew is doing everything he can to be in survival mode. This is not something we're being dramatic about. This is not something he's being dramatic about. This is about the life and death of a program potentially if things can't turn around. And unfortunately, they're not going to turn around this year.
And I was going to ask, how do you turn that around and get it going back in the right direction? And I guess that comes with, first of all, fans being able to go to football games and ECU to bring in revenue. Winning always helps as well, but we're going to have to get back to some sense of normalcy in the world so things can start to turn around for ECU athletics.
And that's not going to happen this year. It's just not. I mean, we're already down to a 9-game season. One of the home games, as we know, let's knock on wood, it plays the 26th. There'll be zero revenue coming in.
Yeah.
Because we've lost some TV games already, that revenue from the conference, from ESPN, will be down. They don't just pay. It's just not. It's like anything, Clip. If you're getting, paid, let's just say per program, and these programs don't happen, you don't get paid for work you don't do.
I get paid going to doing trivia at AJ's.
Right.
For the weeks I work.
Correct. when AJ's was closed due to COVID and took some time off.
Yes.
Were you still paid for trivia?
No, I was in survival mode.
Correct. Well, that's the case with these football teams and the TV money.
And the TV deals.
If the games don't get played, there isn't TV money. That TV money gets held back. There's nothing to be paid. So even the TV money this year is going to be less because we're going to have less games. Yeah. So that's an issue. Number one, there's no other revenue streams coming in other than the TV money. There's no ticket sales. There's no concessions at the games. The Pirate Club numbers are down, which really kind of goes to fund the scholarships, which is a different revenue line. But every form of income that ECU Athletics has either been eliminated or cut. Well, I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what business. I don't care what church. If you don't have revenue coming in, it's basic business math. You're going to go out of business if you can't pay your bills. Now, luckily, ECU Athletics is a part of a bigger university, and there's some other stopgap measures there.
Right.
But I don't think they're going to close the doors on ECU Athletics. But if ECU Athletics was its own business and didn't have other things to fall back on, didn't have a university and maybe a state helping to support it, we'd be in big trouble, Clip.
And remind me, didn't some funds come from the university and were transferred over to athletics not that long ago? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I do.
That's already been done.
Well,
the rainy day funds are gone, right?
This was a couple years ago.
Okay.
I believe the old regime took millions of dollars from ECU physicians, is what you're referring to, and transferred it. I believe it was a $10 million transfer, if I remember correctly. It's documented. I don't have the number from me, but I do believe it was around $10 million. Might have been more. And that went over like a lead balloon, Clip. That was not well received. And it was my understanding that actually that money was reverted back. That from what I've heard, that did not stick. That was, hey, look, you can't operate ECU athletics by ECU Physicians' money. And evidently, like everybody, ECU Physicians has its own issues.
Sure.
So they can't fund athletics. And I said it when it happened. I said, what if the Pirate Club donated $10 million to ECU Physicians because they were in financial? What if it was the other way around? People would be losing their minds about that. Well, I'm sure all the doctors and the people that work over at ECU Physicians felt the same way.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't in agreement with that move. I think that was the wrong move. That once again, that was under former leadership. I think that was a Karen Shanahan deal, if I remember correctly, who the former board of trustees guy. But a lot of these board people are still there. But it is my understanding that money was reverted back.
Right. Okay.
But look, that was they were trying. I do understand the point where they were trying to fill that gap.
That's what I was getting to. Is that there was already issues, and they were trying to find other means to help those issues, and now we're out of options as far as turning the thing around at this point. And it concerns me too, because if you're losing money to put on these games without fans, what if this thing never turns around and we're able to have fans? Do you just keep postponing games, canceling games for football and for other sports? I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing it out there.
Great question. I don't have the answer.
I know.
I don't know, Clip. I mean, this has become a real problem. And once again, it's not just an issue at East Carolina. We cover ECU, so we're talking about it more than at any other school. It's an issue at every school that I know of. But the problem is we went into this with issues. For a lot of schools, this is the first time they're dealing with this. Schools like North Carolina, Michigan, big programs.
Remember early on, it was like, okay, there's a Conference USA school, a Sun Belt school, and we kind of said, all right, when the big boys start getting hit, it becomes like really real for college. And we're past that.
Well, and I remember reading earlier that I think UNC's loss is projecting, a $50 million loss? If I remember.
I've heard about Michigan.
Well, that's how big UNC is. Their loss may be bigger than our entire budget. I mean, there gets to be a point, and I was joking with someone about this the other day, where eventually you can only lose so much. You can't lose more than what your budget, here's the max of what we could lose.
Yeah.
We may be running up against that max potentially at some point. At some point, you can't lose anymore. Like, we've lost everything you could lose. Financially, I'm talking about.
And I don't want to know the answer to it, but that's my question. What happens then?
What if you hit that ceiling?
Left?
But that's how big UNC is, that their potential loss is what our entire budget is. But they're like the freaking Yankees when it comes to, college athletics. They can absorb that for a year. I don't know how much we can continue to absorb these financial losses without major changes. And when I say major changes, the NCAA is going to have to change. Like, if all these schools have similar issues, you just may not be able to fund all these sports, Clip.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunately, and we've got a lot of friends that are coaches and athletes over there, and we're not advocating for people to lose jobs or to lose scholarships, but it comes down to what can you afford? And you just may have to streamline these programs where you absolutely just get back to the basics, and then maybe you can build it up from there.
Right.
But how does ECU continue to afford to spend $1 million on women's lacrosse when they're losing millions of dollars a year? You got to start finding ways to bring that money back.
At some point, it doesn't make sense, literally and figuratively. It doesn't make common sense.
You can't. I don't know. It's going to be a combination of. I'm sure the budgets are going to get slashed. Some furloughs are going to be put back into effect. But you got to change. I just think it's going to have to be a whole new way of doing business. You're going to have to take a look at things, especially non-revenue sports, and say, well, how much are we paying a coach that brings in zero revenue to this program? Can we continue to afford to do that? Or do we need to reevaluate what we're doing?
Again, it stinks, but it's common sense. It's I don't know, the bottom line.
It's bad. I never thought I'd see it get to this point.
Yeah.
But I've said that a lot this year, Clip.
Yeah.
I've said a lot. I've never thought I'd see this, and we're seeing it. This is another issue, and as I said, I give John Gilbert and the guys credit for being transparent and open about it. They're not hiding the numbers. They're not making excuses. They've inherited a big part of this. And then the other part is what's happening in these COVID times that we live in. That's out of their control.
Right.
So, I mean, I wish we had better news. And if we had the answers, then, we'd be... If we had the answers, we probably wouldn't be doing this radio show right now.
Josh on Facebook Live says he has opted in. Kenny says he moved his tickets to next year and paid his Pirate Club dues today. So, I mean, there's great Pirate fans out there that are still doing the best they can to row the boat for ECU, for the Pirate Club. And
now I will say, me and Jonathan renewed our Pirate Club membership this year at the same what we've done last year. We kept everything the same, and knowing that we can't tailgate, knowing we can't do all this other stuff, but we said, you know what, we're gonna stick with the program. We're gonna continue to support the Pirate Club, and hopefully fans can do, if they're in a financial situation to be able to do that. Hopefully they can. The program needs you now more than ever.
Yeah.
If there's ever a time not to abandon ship, it would be this time. But everybody's in a different financial situation. Some people maybe can't afford to do that, and other people have different reasons for what they decide to do. But it's I know this: the program can't live without the fans. If the fans don't support the program and give to the Pirate Club or buy tickets, the whole thing implodes. And the problem is now, separate from people choosing that, they're being forced not to basically support the program. They're being told you can't tailgate, you can't come. Not from ECU, they want people there, but from your state government basically is saying that to us and to everyone else in the state, that no, parents, you can't attend. Until that changes, we're in big trouble financially. But I am excited that they can play the game.
Yeah,
and that will be.
But from a financial standpoint, that it's a kind of a different issue.
Correct.
From a morale standpoint, it's going to be great to watch Pirate football.
Yeah,
right? It's going to be awesome.
We're going to have a kick-ass pregame show. We're going to have fun on the postgame. We'll have stuff to talk about. We're going to do what we do, but it's just people are going to consume it in different places. Instead of being out there tailgating, they may be in their backyard.
Yeah,
listening or participating.
So I mean, that is a positive. But again, it still doesn't affect the financial issues at East Carolina right now. So it's kind of two different stories there. But
yeah, I'm
looking forward to ECU football. Looking forward to a long game day with Shirley and the crew here. Troy, it's going to be a blast. And we mentioned it with Ellerby yesterday, but Rick Smith joining the post-game team is exciting news.
We are excited. Coach Rick Smith, the coach, will be here with us for every post-game, breaking down the game with you, Clip. So I'm trying to think. We've always had, we've had former players in the past. We've had other media folks, but I don't know if we've ever had a former coach participate in the post-game. So this is going to kind of give a new twist, a little new dialogue, new angle to things.
Yeah.
And, Rick Smith is such a smart guy. Thinks that, such a great football mind. And we've really got to enjoy knowing him here at the station. He's also going to be a regular with you on Fridays,
starting tomorrow
at the hour 3.
Yep,
in the 5 o'clock hour. And so I think that's going to be fun to listen to.
And look, some people just want to rant and rave, and that's what the fifth quarter is all about.
Absolutely.
Some people have actual football questions,
correct,
that I can't answer or you can't answer. Rick Smith can answer,
right? So and that's what it's set up for. It's set up. Some people just want to have their thoughts heard, which is fine. Some people want to analyze things, which is fine too.
And now
that's the beauty of the show. I think that the only agenda is it's truly the voice of the fan. Hey, what do you guys want to talk about?
Yep.
I've been other places where there has been agendas and don't talk about this and only talk about that. That's not like it here. It's an open forum. We don't cut people off unless you're vulgar, or you violate some type of FCC regulation that we have to abide by. But
I'm still trying to implement a shot clock, but not with.
We are very generous.
We are.
When people get a little long-winded or ramble, rarely are they ever cut off.
Yeah, just be conscious of the other callers. But no, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun to have Rick Smith
2 weeks from Saturday, Clip.
Yeah, we're almost in that 2 week window.
We're game week eve.
That's right.
We're a week away from being a week away.
Does it feel real, Shirley?
Not yet, but as you were going through some of the protocols for fifth quarter, I had to interject and don't be a jerk about it either when I'm picking up the phone and answering, what's your name and where you're calling from. Because you know how every once in a while we'll get, a call that is, not really fitting the format of the show. Between that and cursing, those are the two things that drive me bananas.
Treat Shirley with respect. She is what I would call in the business our gatekeeper. So, and
I will not hesitate to hang up on you.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and we have given Shirley the authority and the power to be able to do that. So don't be a jerk about it and you get on the air. It's not
simple
difficult.
as that.
If you're a jerk to Shirley, that's like test one. You're not going on the air. Yeah.
Pretty easy. So, I mean, we have a very low amount of rules.
Don't be a jerk and don't cuss. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
It's pretty easy rules, I mean, I don't mind having a little fun and whatnot, but when we have those late night games and we're here at 1 o'clock in the morning and you're being a jerk to me, it's going to take about 0.2 seconds for you to hear the dial tone on the other end.
Yeah.
So,
although you should be nice and rested for this first game, Shirley. Usually, we just be hitting our midseason form. This is going to be your kickoff here. You haven't even had time to get burned out yet.
No, that is true. You're absolutely right.
Oh man,
Shirley should be in a good mood here.
And hopefully, Troy will get a kickoff time early next week.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, let's certainly hope so.
Is it still a 7-8 day window they have?
I haven't heard anything different.
And I don't even know what the rules are for that anymore.
Well, usually we get it like a 13 type day window, 12, and then but they do have the ability for I guess bigger games to have a 7-day window.
Yeah,
I'm hoping next week. But
what time would you like to see this kickoff? Because now that nobody can go, does it change
you're asking me selfishly. I like the nooners now because
you're getting old, Cliff.
I am. I like to get out of here.
Done. Yeah.
As far as TV viewing, I mean, night game's always fun. For me personally, noon. But
and now this year's different because there's no tail. Normally we'd be doing a 6-hour tailgate out there. And I'm not a fan of getting out there at 8 a.m. in the morning to tailgate.
So now it's just specifically viewing the game on TV. So what would be your answer?
Let's kick it off at noon.
I like a noon or a 3:30.
There's no reason to hesitate. So either that or, I don't know, 3:30 is okay.
3:30
but it
takes
messes
up
your
the
whole
entire day.
It does mess up your
So I'd rather go early or late.
Yeah. If it's a night game, you have your whole day in front of you before we start the pregame. And if it's early, then boom, you have the whole day afterwards.
That's a good poll question, though, for fans. Because now
throw that one out there.
There's no attending, there's no tailgating, like you said. It's all about when do you want to watch the ECU game on TV.
Now that you can't really participate in any way.
And there's going to be a lot of home tailgates, like you said, too. People
I think
getting together and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We will talk more football. Troy D, going to see if he can run the table on his picks again. 0-5 last week. See if he can repeat the feat.
It's an incredible streak.
And also, when Troy D asked me to play audio, I will play it. You said to run back your picks.
I did.
Or your lock of the week from last week.
It was a lock. Unfortunately, I didn't realize how rusty that lock was, and it was busted.
We will replay that for you. Shirley, you want to open it up right now? Let's open up the booty bag right now. How about that?
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Could be some tailgates at local restaurants, Troy D. Maybe
Absolutely.
Tiebreakers tailgate.
No doubt.
Would be nice. How about lunch for 2 to Tiebreakers?
Absolutely.
For caller number 12, 317-1250, 317-1250. You might see me there on Sunday, week 1, for all the NFL action. Caller 12 is a winner. Lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers on the line. We'll be back after this.
Hey guys, do you not look your best? Do your hair and nails need some work? When is the last time you looked at your feet? Guys, I can assure you that the ladies love a nicely groomed man. I'm Amanda and I have the solution. The Man Cave is now open, offering salon services for men only. Men, come enjoy the complimentary lounge before or after your service with free food, drinks, and pool table. The Man Cave, now open on the corner of Fire Tower and Evans, Greenville.
The Frells family lives on a lush piece of land called greener pasture, and they work on it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. With its durable construction and features that hook up to dozens of attachments with ease, no job is too tough. The Frells family runs with us, because this is more than just land, it's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Get quality at every turn with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, with 27 locations in North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. Find out more at QualityEquip.com.
It's bow time.
Years from now, you'll tell your grandkids. Back in my day, we could get 2 Bojangle sausage biscuits for just $2.50. And those biscuits, shoot, they were always made from scratch. And that zesty sausage, sizzling like the summer of 2033. Then your grandkids will say, wow, 2020 sounds amazing. And you'll say, not really. But those biscuits were. Get 2 sausage biscuits for just $2.50.
It's bow time.
There have been many changes in the automotive world. At Phelps Chevrolet, the Phelps boys are here to take care of you. Mike, Daryl, and 4 of Mr. Phelps' grandsons, Wade, West, Allen, and Clay. You see, things at Phelps remain the same. The Phelps team has served Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. We make your visit easy and fun. We are your neighbors, and that's what neighbors do. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Like Mr. Phelps' great-granddaughter says, come in and get you one.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
Got big dreams for your small business? You're not alone. The Gavigan Agency Insurance Services is a growing business too. That's why they work with Nationwide, the #1 small total business insurer in the U.S. Nationwide can help protect and grow your business so you can focus on making your small business dreams come true. Give the Gavigan Agency Insurance Services a call today at 252-756-1400. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. University PC Care is the local tech support experts. I'd like to buy a vowel. Let me try that sentence again.
Tech experts.
Wow.
That's a new term. I like that. Techsperts.
All right, let me try that again. University PC Care is the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. And congratulations to Alan Meekins of Washington, who gets the Tiebreakers gift certificate out of our booty bag.
Clip, you got a fancy new laptop what we picked up from University PC Care, by the way.
I like this
Stepping
baby.
your game up here. That's pretty awesome.
It's a big boy.
It is.
Takes up about half the desk.
Hey, look, as you get older and your vision starts to go, you'll be glad that it's big.
It's like a big screen right in front of me. I like it. And it's running at full speed ahead. So thank you to those folks for sure. All right, Troy, I tell you what, coming up tomorrow, by the way, we'll talk to the voice of Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, who says he's still going to be in his PA seat for games, Morgan Ehlers.
Yeah, I mean, I think his job doesn't change.
Yeah.
I think he's just announcing at that point to the players and coaches. And
we'll be able to hear him on TV, but he won't be speaking directly to us, but he'll be on the background. Does he still do first down, pause, Pirates?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's something that can get the team motivated.
Probably so.
Fired up. I've seen I watched the Navy what was that game? I try to put it out of my mind. Navy BYU game.
We'll talk more about that in a moment.
But I noticed that the only cheering was coming from the sidelines.
BYU was going nuts.
It reminded me almost of like a Little League game where the team is the one round that well, actually, that's not fair to Little League because the parents in the stands are louder than the players. But maybe a softball game
where the girls are like cheering in the dugout.
Correct.
And stuff,
it was more like
chants.
that. That's what BYU was like. They were like a girls softball team.
Yeah.
But that was the only energy in the stadium, quite honestly, and it seemed to work for them.
Speaking of BYU,
I know. I was
last week you joined Igoe and I, and Igoe and I make picks every Thursday, and you joined us on the pick segment.
That was fun.
And made some selections.
Just got to go with your gut sometimes, Cliff.
And you were 0-4 heading into Monday night, but you felt really good.
I did.
About that game
Redemption
on Monday night.
time.
Shirley, let's hear how that sounded last week. I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to take BYU on the road as the favorite.
Or a maniac.
Steven?
What's the spread?
2. BYU by 2.
Oh, man. BYU favorite at Navy. Give me Navy all day.
Yeah,
I don't
this
care
is-
if any fans are in the stands.
This is almost free money. I got to tell you, I'm not going to, I'm not one of these. This is my lock of the week, guys. But if I had a lock of the week, Navy is my lock of the week. Break out the shackles and throw out the key. I love the midshipman here.
I'm loving my pick more and more.
I love him to win outright.
God, I love my BYU pick.
Save this audio clip, and I want you to rerun this Monday
The
or
option
Tuesday.
is-
I want you to rerun this Tuesday when we're on the show.
All right. Your lock of the week.
Yes.
Steven,
Guaranteed moneymaker.
Guaranteed moneymaker. Lock
If
of the week.
you go against me. That's what I meant. You didn't see, you cut it off too soon.
I said I regret my pick, and then by the end of that, I was liking it more and more because you love the other side so much. So thank you.
And
once
it's
again.
so rare that I say something that I regret on the air.
That's got to be the first time.
I think this happens once every 4 years, Cliff.
Ellerby did point out something before the show.
Yeah,
that this
it
is
was
the
4 years ago
anniversary.
today. Yeah.
Scotty
but I will say, I don't want to get into it huge, but this was 4 years ago today. East Carolina beat NC State in front of 50,000 fans. And I got to tell you, that was the high water mark of the program within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Because after that moment, what was that? Scotty Montgomery's second game?
They were 2-0. Ready to head to South Carolina.
2-0, heading to South Carolina. It was an awesome win over NC State. It has been, unfortunately, a downhill slide ever since.
Yeah. That was the last celebratory, real happy moment.
That was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've had other high water marks and dips before, but boy, this dip was low. Well, I don't think we've ever dipped lower than we did a couple years ago.
And now, from an entire athletics perspective, we are trying to dig our way out.
Absolutely. The football program's digging its way out of a hole that Scotty Montgomery left. John Gilbert's digging his way out of a hole Jeff Confer left. Chancellor Mitchelson is digging himself out of a hole that Cecil left. A lot of digging.
And now,
a lot of climbing.
Yeah,
out of that hole.
Troy D will try to dig himself out of an 0-5 hole. You want to do picks again to see?
As I said, it's hard to go 0-5 just as it is 5-0. Absolutely,
that was impressive.
I want to see if I can keep the streak alive because depending on what you do, this could make you money.
All right, so I might go the opposite way. I don't know. Maybe you agree with me, and I feel bad about my picks.
Don't tell me about your picks. I haven't listened.
Let's do it real quick, Troy. Let's run down the slate. Coming up tonight, you watching NFL, college, or both?
Well, I'm going to watch the NFL game.
Okay, well, here's your college game because we do college only.
Yeah, okay, that's
fine. Miami is a home 14-point favorite against UAB.
I'm going to take the Hurricanes.
All right.
At home.
North Carolina, a 22-point favorite over Syracuse.
Saturday
at noon.
I'll tell you what, Mac Brown's doing a good job, but I don't think they'll cover.
Okay. Notre Dame, a 20-point favorite at home against Duke on Saturday, 2:30.
You got to feel Notre Dame's going to win. Will they cover? Obviously, is the question. It's a tough one. I'm going to say yes.
All right. Clemson is a 33.5-point favorite against Wake Forest.
God, these are big spreads.
I know.
Big spreads.
33.5. What's Dabo going to do on Saturday
Clemson's
night?
having fans in the stands.
No. Well, this game's at Wake.
Oh, it's at Wake?
Yeah.
Ooh, game changer.
Game day will be at Wake with
weird.
no fans.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why are they even doing that?
I don't know. I saw one of our listeners, John Moody, has like a virtual ticket to game day. I don't know what that means. We'll maybe get him on and ask him about it.
Yeah. The whole virtual thing sounds stuff.
Are you about tired of that?
Yes. It's stupid. Like, it just reminds me of the virtual bowl.
We originated this stupidity.
Yes. All right. I'm going to say Clemson covers.
All right.
I think they're fighting for a national championship. So.
And I put this one on here because this is 10 o'clock Saturday night. Yeah, you've had a long day. You want to kick back, watch some football when you go to sleep. Kansas is a 6.5-point favorite against Coastal Carolina.
Kansas 6.5-point favorite over Coastal Carolina.
And Kansas is at home. I'm
going to take Kansas.
All right. We have 4 picks the same, Troy. I'm very nervous about this now.
Is this going to be a problem for you or me?
I don't know what to do now. Yeah. I got to go back to
What was your record last week, by the way?
3-2.
All right.
Boring, right? Igoe's 2-3. You're 0-5.
And Wager was what?
Now, Wager with his Pirate Radio picks that we put out last week was 1-3 or 1-4.
Yeah, he was 1-4, I believe. And
Jeff Nadu 0-1,
and his name's Wager.
Right.
And Jeff Nadu does this for a living. So see, folks, it's not so. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
There you go. It is difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. All right, let's get our final timeout in. We'll come back, get ready to wrap up a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. More with Troy D after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 GMC Sierra and save over $10,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Hey, this is Chef Dave Finelli. Have you got $60 extra a week or just got $60 a week? I can feed you dinner 6 nights a week for total $60. Maybe you haven't heard about this, my Heart Healthy Home Meals. I give you 6 meals a week. You pick them up at Pops. It's $60 a week. I guarantee you go out to eat one time, you spend more than $60. I guarantee you, if you go to the grocery store one time, you spend more than $60. And then you still got to tip, and then you still got to cook and prep and worry. Forget all that. I got you. $60 a week. Let me know. I'm right there at Pops. You know how to reach me.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
This is Dr. Elizabeth Robinson with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our extended care clinic is open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard. We treat a variety of urgent orthopedic conditions without an appointment. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at www.orthoeast.com.
Love Jersey Mike's subs? Love them times 12 with our new catering box. Packed full of a dozen individually wrapped subs. They're yours for the sharing. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no contact delivery or no contact at the door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do you do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are 2 things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
CD's Grill in Winterville wants to thank you for all of your support during these crazy times. CD's Grill has the area's best country cooking, and you can come and enjoy a down-home breakfast or one of our daily country lunch specials at CD's Grill.
CD's now has an incredible lunch special from 11 till 2 every Saturday. Choose from 2 hot dogs, cheeseburger, or chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for only $4.99 at CD's Grill every Saturday.
CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is Stephen Igoe, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Hey, if you're in the market for quality used vehicles, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. And remember, every purchase comes with a free bucket of fun. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. And taking a look at your stock market report for today, the Dow was down 405 points and finished at 27,534. The NASDAQ is down 221 at 10,919. And the S&P is behind 59 at 3,339. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Broad.
Thank you, Shirley. And Shirley, stand by. Troy, I might have a question for you as well. But programming for the next couple of days and on into the weekend, we have NFL action coming your way tonight between the Chiefs and the Texans. We have a triple header coming up on Sunday as well. Also, a new edition of the Pirate Radio podcast ready to drop on the airwaves. And is that coming up in minutes?
Yeah, it is coming up in like 7 minutes. If you're listening to our live edition here, that'll be hitting your way next. If you missed it, we'll also have it Friday at 6 o'clock. And then we will serve it up, I believe, again, Tuesday at 6. And then it'll be in the Apple Podcast Store where you can listen to it. Have an in-depth, behind-the-scenes interview of the owner of UBE, the history of UBE, getting close to 60 years now in business as a family, locally owned and operated business. And talked about, with Don Edwards, how it came to be.
How did you get him to sit down for that long? Was he walking around the table as you talked to him?
That might have been my greatest accomplishment. He was jittery the whole time, and he was. He's one of these guys tapping the table and his knee all the. He can't sit still. So multiple times, you may hear this on the podcast. I had to put my hand on his hand and stop him from banging the table.
He's an active fella.
Don has a lot of energy.
Yes,
let me say that. So it's the first time we've had Don on this show many times, but I've never this in depth as far as we've been in UBE 1,000 times.
Yeah,
never really knew that much about the history of it.
Yeah, that'll be interesting coming up at 6 o'clock today and re-airing at other times as well. Again, NFL tonight, this weekend. The O's, by the way, are in a playoff chase, believe it or not.
Yeah,
which
don't
is
sleep on the O's.
Crazy, and we'll have more O's games coming up throughout the remainder of their season as well. Brian Bailey Show, of course, off this Monday with no programming due to Labor Day. We'll be back on Monday. It's at noon and 6. So I got that coming your way. Troy, kind of recapping our top story today, some numbers released. And I was referencing an article by Stephen Igoe over at Hoist the Colors, which you can go read, that has a lot of the information on where ECU stands right now from a financial standpoint. Yeah, and we linked to Igoe's article on our social media pages. And Igoe, was covering the Board of Trustees meeting today. So this information within this article, a lot of the financial information, which is not good, by the way, was from the ECU Board of Trustees meeting. Now, I also have some information that the information that was given to the trustees today was as of September 1st. That's before some other things have happened. There's been time, and since then I've understand there's been more refunds. There's been some pullbacks from some financial gifts. So the numbers actually are probably worse than what was provided today. Yeah. And again, how do we reverse this thing? And just not a lot of answers right now, and not a lot of options right now, because we can't attend games and spend money. So it's difficult. It is. And once again, we don't have the answers, and I don't think anybody does right now. And you've got more problems than solutions right now. And until we can start to develop solutions, we're going to continue to have worse and worse financial problems. Yeah, that is the case here, and of course at a lot of places across the country with what's happening with athletics and coronavirus. And there's still a lot of radical ideas when it comes to athletics. Troy, did you see earlier this week the talk of having every team included in the NCAA tournament? The Pirates could go dancing once again, Troy. Yeah, for the first time since what? You were a student? Yeah, I was there in 93 was the last time ECU went dancing, and I was there. I thought, first of all, it was an article like out of the Onion, like a satire page. I'm like, this is fun. They cover sports every once in a while. Sure, yeah. The fact that the ACC put that forward is the dumbest idea I think I've ever heard. I mean, what a dumb idea. First of all, logistically, it would be impossible. I don't even understand the reasoning behind it. Now, they want a smaller, or I think an extinct non-conference schedule. They want to go conference only. And I guess to make up for that, they were going to play all those games on the back end in a giant NCAA tournament. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, could you imagine the bracket for that? Could you imagine? How are we going to fit it on the door? How are we going to fill out our brackets? Clip, we're going to need a bigger door. It's just dumb. And if they're going to do that, then let's let everybody in the postseason football tournament too. Yeah. Why are we just limiting it to 4 teams? You can go 0-11, 0-12. Everybody gets a seat at the table. And make the boat. I like that. If this is the ACC, let's extend it to football.
All I got to say is if I've got to keep up with the points again this year, I don't want to hear Brian Bailey bitching about how I missed a point somewhere if we've got to go 300 and some odd teams. Shirley, you missed this one. Shirley. Wait.
Can you imagine how messed up Wes's bracket would be if he can't handle one like normal? Yeah. Oh, boy. He had a team winning a game that wasn't involved in that game. What's he going to do with 350 teams? It's going to be tough. I couldn't even believe that was real. It's not going to happen. No, I just couldn't believe they would even put that forward as a suggestion without getting clowned. I mean, it's just, it really is absurd. Yeah. And I want us to go dancing, but not at that. You want to earn it. You want it to be normal. Yeah. What does that mean? It means nothing. I guess you're right. Although, on Selection Sunday, if you could see ECU pop up as a 56 seed. I was going to say, ECU coming in as number 65 seed, going out to Utah. 10:30 p.m. tip-off. In the West Coast bubble. I just want Gumbel to say our name one time before I die, Troy D., on the CBS Selection Sunday. So. Well, they have those things online where you can pay these celebrities. The cameo. The cameo to, wish you a happy birthday. Maybe for your next birthday, I'll get Gumbel to run a mock ECUs in the selection. What a gift that would be. That's a great idea. So the clip, this one's for you. Troy D, enjoyed hanging out today. Fun times. I'll be back with you Monday. Monday, 5 o'clock, coming up tomorrow on the show.
Rick Smith going to join me, the old ball coach, going to be here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Morgan Ehlers as well. Got Brian North to talk about everything going on in the world of sports, and we'll get you ready for week 1 of the NFL with Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Shirley Chan, enjoyed it as always. For Troy D, I'm Clip Brock. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is